The 6-week dress rehearsal is over. Tonight, the curtain rises on Big South Conference football. The departing king duels with its heir apparent. We're from Williams Stadium in Lynchburg, Virginia. The Liberty Flames host the Owls of Kennesaw State. Happy homecoming to everyone. A crowd maybe of 20,000 tonight. Patrick Keene is joined by Jay Sonhalter. And Jay, let's talk about what's at stake. Liberty, they have been the kingpin of this league. 8 of the last conference, 10 last conference championships belong to the Flames. Kennesaw State, meanwhile, third year of college football, an infant program, but a quick riser in the Big South.
Yeah, it's a marquee matchup. Both teams, so much on the line, but for Liberty, they've been that dominant program, and they're looking to take the next step. But it starts today against a tough Kennesaw State team. They lost their first game of the season, but now they're on a 4-game winning streak, playing red hot, and that defense is really outstanding.
All right, for each of these head coaches, what are they focusing on tonight?
Well, and for Kennesaw State, execution is key with that spread option attack and then protecting the football. Their star quarterback, he's going to pitch it around, but they've got to hold on to the ball. And then for Liberty, the turnover margin. Coach Gill talked about this week, really practicing going after the football. They need to get some turnovers. And then discipline on defense. The defenders for the Flames are going to have to know their keys and stay in their lane.
All right, the final encore for the Liberty Flames inside the Big South begins tonight. Kennesaw State trying to dismantle this Flames program for the first time in school history. Homecoming in Lynchburg. It's the Flames and the Owls. Kickoff is next.
What's the Big South?
What's the Big South?
What's the Big South?
It's our home.
It's our home. Rooted in excellence.
Built from hard work.
It's our backbone.
An undeniable will.
Driven to surpass our potential.
It's our heart.
Unbreakable bonds.
And our journey.
Striving for more.
Determined to lead.
Day in and day out.
This is the Big South.
Where winners are made.
Listen, we've all got to make choices. If you're hungry and you got $5, you could make a random meal playing dollar menu bingo.
And fish sandwich.
Or you can get a real meal with the charbroiled double cheeseburger, spicy chicken sandwich, drink, fries, and look at this fresh baked cookie. Oh, word? The $5 All-Star Meals. There's 4 of them, and there's no better way to spend $5. Only at Hardee's.
And it's game on, 4th and 18. Friends rushing the party in under an hour. Supermom's headed for the snack aisle. Ooh, this one's a scramble. It's all come down to this. Look at that air. She's got it. And there's that signature double pour. Crisp chips, crunchy pretzels. This crowd's gone crazy.
We did it, honey. Best party ever.
Yeah, we did it.
Let's go for the glory.
This is where heart rules hype. Where teamwork triumphs. And hard work reigns supreme. This is what happens when a hunger for success meets a relentless drive to be great. This is where nothing is given and excellence is earned. This is the Big South, where winners are made.
This Big South game is brought to you in part by Hardee's. Eat like you mean it. Hutch Snacks. Get snacking. And Geico. Big South alumni could save even more with an alumni discount from Geico. Visit geico.com/Big South today. Homecoming in Lynchburg, the Liberty Flames take it on Kennesaw State for the 3rd time. And there's the 55-year-old head coach of Liberty, Turner Gill, 6th year on the sideline, winningest football coach in Flames history. He's led this team to 4 conference championships over his last 6 seasons. And meanwhile, for Kennesaw State, Brian Bohannon, 46-year-old native of Griffin, Georgia, and he calls this a destination job. And boy, look at what he's done in the first 2.5 years of football for the Owls. 18-9 and entering 2017, Jay, as the co-favorites preseason to claim the Big South title.
Well, he's got his team rolling, and they're so disciplined, Patrick. After losing that initial game, they've been on this hot streak, and they've done it with their defense. But this is a huge test coming on the road against a very talented Liberty team.
Crowd expected of around 18,000 to 19,000. Kennesaw State won the coin toss. They have deferred, and Liberty will take take the football, and they have been very dangerous on special teams. Frankie Hickson is one of the two guys back, along with Seneca Espinosa. Liberty in the All Reds, and the Kennesaw State Owls trying to beat the Flames for the first time in school history. Black and gold and the white traveling unis. And the approach and homecoming is underway. It's a line drive kick going 9 yards deep in the end zone, and a touchback will begin this ball game for the Flames. Liberty 3-2, off last week following a rare home loss to St. Francis a couple of Saturdays ago, and they are led by their sophomore quarterback Stephen Calvert, who has thrown in his career for almost 3,600 yards. This is a high-octane offense that's been slowed a bit over their last couple of games, and we'll get into that as this evening wears on. Ball at the 25-yard line for the Flames. Three-receiver formation. And the initial play is a handoff to the right side and across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Carrington Mosley out for 14 yards. And a positive first down play for the Flames.
For Kennesaw State, started off in a cover 2 defense. That defensive line, and the 7 men in the box, not able to get off the blocks of the Flames, and Mosley doing a good job rumbling down.
And on the delay, Mosley again gets through the defensive line out to the 44-yard line, a pickup of 5. So Mosley has been very strong in his first couple of carries. He is the top rusher on this Liberty squad. There's a look at the Sunbelt Rentals Liberty offensive lineup. Damian King, Antonio Gandy-Golden, two of the top receivers in the Big South. Stretch handoff and a third straight carry, and Mosley to midfield for Liberty. And that will be enough for another Flames first down.
Liberty's had some troubles running the football. You can see right now coming out to start this game, they really want to establish the line of scrimmage, get that offensive line really getting a good push downfield.
A mix-up on the snap. There are whistles, a flag down on the opposite side of the field. Calvert and the Flames were not ready for that snap. It came hurtling his way, but we'll get a procedure penalty on the Flames. Our referee tonight, Stuart Mullins.
Full start, number 18, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Fidel Obefin called for the false start for Liberty. Now, one thing to watch as this game goes on here, Jay. Kennesaw State has been the most stingiest run defense in the Big South, one of the top run defenses in all of SCS, and so far Liberty has turned them up over these first 3 plays.
Yeah, and that's something to watch. The battles up front between the offense and defensive line, and here the play action pass, which should be a key for Liberty today if they can establish the run, Patrick, in the passing game, because they've got weapons on the outside that they really trust that can win those one-on-one type battles.
Protection broke down. Desmond Johnson with the pressure. There we get a look at Kennesaw State's defense, sponsored by Sunbelt Rentals. Bryson Armstrong, part of this 4-2-5 defense. As a safety, he is otherworldly for the Owls defensively. Tackles, interceptions, sacks. He'll do it all. Little delay, pass to Damian King, scoots around one, gets the sideline, inside the 35-yard line, stepped out at the 34, and brought down by Jace White of Kennesaw State. Another big hitter for the Flames, and they are now into Owls territory.
And that's why these Flames wide receivers are so dangerous. You don't have to throw the ball deep down the field. You can throw a little screen right there, and King does the rest with his yards after the catch. That's his 36th catch on the season.
And that leads the Big South. First down, Flames. King in motion, and it's the jet sweep to King with a couple of blockers ahead. Hesitates, gets to the 25. Could be more first down yardage for the Flames as Sonarius Portress brings him down. A gain of 10, and they will move the chains. And the Liberty Flames are getting it done early. And let's talk about the Liberty quarterback and Stephen Calvert, one of the impact players tonight.
Yeah, been so impressed with his development now, a true sophomore, really doing a better job of throwing on the run and just his IQ on the offense. He's thrown for 14 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions this season. And Bryson Armstrong on the other side, he's got 6 sacks, leads the team in tackles with 47 and 3 interceptions, Patrick. He's all over the field, really a hybrid defender, playing safety but also coming in the box.
Flames have already picked up 51 yards and overcome 1 penalty on this drive. More chunk yardage here. Mosley hops over a defender and takes it down to the 16-yard line. jumped right over Jace White. And this Liberty Flames offense, which was held to a very late fourth quarter touchdown 2 weeks ago, nearly shut out. They've used that off week very well.
Yeah, and you can really see just the offensive line getting pushed out. As a nice block on the right side of the line of scrimmage by Cephas Reddick, really setting the edge for Mosley.
2nd and 2. Pass to the right side. Mosley out of the backfield. Gets hit hard, but tumbles forward inside the 15. He took a hit. Wimberly for Kennesaw State brought him down, but another Liberty first down.
Just like the way Liberty's playing with their tempo right now, and then also the balance, mixing in the run and the pass, and the Owls just look like they're on their heels on this drive.
Haven't called Gandy Golden's name yet. He's on the right side. He will lead a block. Mosley inside the 10 and pushed out of bounds around the 7. So a pickup of about 7 yards there for Mosley.
And right now, Liberty, they've got all these weapons on the outside, and they can spread it out. But now they're moving into more of a power formation with the fullback sets and tight ends, and Mosley there running to the right behind Kennedy, their fullback.
Line to reach for another first down for the Flames is right at the 3-yard line. 2nd down, 4-receiver formation. And Mosley gets the handoff again to the wide side of the field, barrels toward the goal line, and he is marked short. That will be a first down. Boy, Mosley has been a big load. Anthony Gore Jr. saved the touchdown. It's 1st and goal for the Flames inside the 1. In what has been a punishing opening drive, Mosley gets it over the goal line. And there's the signal. Touchdown Flames. The drive belonged to Carrington Mosley. And Liberty with an exclamation mark. 4 minutes and 6 seconds into the game. Strike first at 6-0 Flames.
This is an Owls defense that only has given up 68 yards rushing per game. Liberty already on this drive, 55 yards. It's all started up front. Look at the wedge right here, getting pushed for Mosley to hide behind those offensive linemen, just get enough to get over the goal line. But Coach Gill really has to be pleased with the tempo and the way his team came out on this drive.
That was a message drive for the Flames. And one of the captains, Alex Probert, on for the extra point for the Flames. And we get movement at the line. It looked like one of the Owls took umbrage and just shoved one of the Liberty offensive linemen onto his heels. Flags come in for the 2nd time on this drive.
Offside, number 98. Defense. Half the distance to the goal. We'll play the try.
That'll move the football about 1.5 yards for Probert.
Shouldn't be much of a difference here.
And more whistles again. 6-0 Liberty. What a statement. First drive. This has been, we talked with Turner Gill earlier in the week, and he really kind of laid it on his team.
1.5 yard line.
About how to best utilize the 13 days they had in between games. He was very unhappy with the way that the offense handled and made adjustments against St. Francis.
Yeah, and Patrick, the key was getting rest, first of all, getting away from the game. But when time came to get back to work, he really wanted to get them back in the mindset of attacking and establishing the line of scrimmage.
And the extra point drilled through by the right foot of Alex Probert. And an early touchdown deficit for that man, the head coach of Kennesaw State, Brian Bohannon. Visit BigSouthSports.com and stay current with everything in the Big South Conference. News, results, stats, standings, and a whole lot more. Vote on the UTS fan poll, watch the Hardy Star plays, and enjoy video features profiling student athletes from across the conference. Plus, of course, free live streaming events throughout the year on the Big South Network. Remember, the source for all of your conference information is BigSouthSports.com. Well, the first drive of the game, there's a look at Mosley, and he basically accounted for almost the entirety of that 75-yard drive, which only saw one negative play with the procedure play about 3 plays into that, which has to make Turner Gill very pleased in the short term on how his team has responded.
And on that drive, Mosley, sometimes it's the leadership of seniors taking over and really setting the tempo to start the ball game. And Mosley, a redshirt senior, played so much football for the Flames. You could tell how bad he wanted it and how important it was for his team to get off to a good start.
Here's the approach by Probert, and the boot end over end into the end zone and bounces through. So a touchback for Kennesaw State, and the Liberty Flames, their year began with that big win on the road over Baylor. Kennesaw State, meanwhile, 4-1. It's the longest winning streak in school history. And a look at their quarterback in Chandler Burks, who was a redshirt junior. He's out of Douglasville, Georgia. He's been really good. The offense really rotates around him, part of this spread option. And there's a look at Burks. Seems leading rusher as well for Kennesaw State coming in. He's rushed for almost 400 yards, thrown for 524. So Burks under center, Owls down a touchdown. And their first offensive touch of the football. And handoff up the middle, out to about the 35-yard line. And that's Jake McKenzie for 4. Meanwhile, Liberty's defense, they've been riddled a little bit, especially early in this season. And look at Devontae Brown, Jawan Wells, Ryan Davis is key in the middle, but their defense rotates around Solomon McGinty, one of their linebackers. He is their captain, and he is undeniably their defensive leader. 2nd and 5. And there's the pitch to the right side. This is Terry, past the 40, shove, maintains his balance, and cartwheels out of bounds. We'll see where they mark him down, just shy of the 50-yard line.
And for these defenders, for the Flames, it's going to be so important to find the football, because if you misstep or if you can't find the ball, all it takes is 1 second. Kennesaw State, with their speed and their execution, they can get to the outside, and that's what they did there.
First down for the Owls. And a little bit of motion, a false step forward, and there is the flag. I believe it's going to go on T.J. Reed.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
And T.J. Reed, number 8, kind of lined up in one of those H-back positions. It took about a faux half step forward with his left foot, and he was hoping the officials missed it. Instead, Reed heads to the sideline and gets an earful.
It's tough sometimes. You want to get off the ball quickly there in your momentum. You just start falling forward. You have to be balanced in your alignment and just look at the ball and wait for it to be snapped.
Jake McKenzie, the fullback. Tight formation for Kennesaw State. Off of a 48-3 win over Texas Southern last week, a game in which they threw the ball only 10 times. And it will be a pitch to the near side. Trey Shivers gets the corner and angles himself out of bounds. Took a little extra hit from Ryan Davis. No flag coming in, although Justin Sumter, the wide receiver, making a block, wanted to call. Now let's take a look at our impact players. McGinty and Burks. What do they bring to the table?
Yeah, McGinty, he's that graduate player, the leadership that he brings to the defense, and it's going to be so important for him to read his keys, get penetration from the defensive line, and he's going to have to clean it up for that D-line. And for Burks, such a great leader. 3 rushing touchdowns last week, and he's so dangerous running this option.
2nd and 2. And another pitch. Open room. Terry with a lot of space outside the numbers, inside the 20, and took a hit, stayed on his feet, and it's going to shed Brandon Tillman on the tackle try. But boy, you get Shaquille Terry. He's an explosive player in space. He's going to be very difficult for the Flames to chase down.
He's dangerous with his speed, but the linebackers for the Flame, they have to hold contained. They're getting sucked inside right now, and then the Owls can get to the outside. Their wide receivers are doing a nice job blocking on the perimeter. Justin Sumter there with a good block.
First down for the Owls, just outside the 10. The give is to the fullback inside the 10, down to about the 7-yard line. Sam Outlaw on the carry, and Jawan Wells, the junior defensive end from Dublin, Georgia, with the tackle.
And Wells, he's that stud on the defensive line, and for him, he's such a great pass rusher. But today, it's going to be important to stop the run, obviously, with this running attack. This defensive line, they cannot look up and try to find the ball. They need to attack, get penetration, and try to blow up the line of scrimmage.
Owls can get a first down without scoring. Handoff again, fullback inside the 5, down to about the 2. And Jake McKenzie, will see him a lot more in the backfield, short yardage and goal line situations. Number 4 for Kennesaw State.
He's a sturdy player, 6 feet tall, 205 pounds, but he kind of hides behind that offensive line, really runs low to the ground, and he's a quick hitter. Burks will hand it off to him, and before you know it, he's already picked up 3 or 4 tough yards.
Our third and short, and it is McKenzie lining up as the fullback. Burks under center. 7-0 Flames. And here's a toss. Wide side. Stutter Symbol hopping over defender into the end zone. Darnell Holland from 3 yards out. And the answer from the Owls.
Just the blocking up front. Excellent by Kennesaw State. Really just clearing the way. You'll see here the cut blocks. And Wells here getting knocked out of the way. The over penetration and an easy touchdown. But again, the offensive line, the tight ends, wide receivers, all doing their part to clear the path.
Justin Thompson on to tie things up, and he does. 7:06 left first quarter. And Darnell Holland's second rushing touchdown of the year draws the Owls even with the Flames 7-7.
We the people. We are innovators, dreamers, leaders. Yeah, we feel pain. We get tired, but it won't stop us. God's call is our pursuit, and we will champion His name.
The running of the Bulldogs? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much money Aaliyah saved by switching to Geico.
When you look at the Mercedes-Benz GLC, with its high-tech cameras and radar, contemporary cockpit, 360-degree network of driver assist technologies, and sporty performance, what's most impressive about the GLC? All depends on your point of view. The 2018 GLC, starting at $40,050. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
A pair of 75-yard touchdown drives, one by Liberty, the other by the visiting Kennesaw State Owls. And just beyond the midway mark of the opening quarter, we have a 7-7 draw. Touchdown run by Darnell Holland, junior running back, and now the Flames will put their paws on the football again. Back to return. Seneca Espinosa, Frankie Hickson for Liberty. And the kick will come Hickson's way through the end zone, and another touchback. Well, what an interesting start in this game, because Liberty the last couple of games, Jay, sputtered offensively. And Turner Gill told us a couple of days ago his concern was that we weren't adjusting. Teams were taking the deep ball away. They were taking Gandy Golden out of it. And on the offensive line, the running backs and the quarterbacks did not make adjustments. Boy, that first drive, it certainly looked like they learned their lesson.
They sure didn't. The Owls, they're playing cover two, so they had two safeties back, so they wanted to protect those corners outside with the wide receivers, as Farrow and King. But Liberty, if they're going to play cover two, they're going to have to run the ball like they did that first drive.
They will go back on the ground, and once again to Mosley, who accounted for 49 of those 75 yards in that touchdown drive, and he will pick up 5 there.
And this is a big Liberty offensive line led by Dante Duff, their right guard. They've got the size advantage, but again, they have to have that balance in the execution to help out the passing game that's so explosive.
Damian King sets in the backfield, number 7. He will take the outlet from Calvert, slip a bit to the 35-yard line. Late flag is tossed in. Anthony Gore there on the tackle, and we'll see
After the play was
what happened at the end.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 40, defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
That's Peyton Moore, redshirt freshman.
See Moore over here coming in right there, just a pause too late, right in front of the Liberty sideline. You can't do that anywhere on the field, but especially not in front of the opposing team's sideline. And Kennesaw State now starting to rack up some penalties.
Yeah, that's number 3 on Kennesaw State, and Peyton Moore, the transfer from Georgia State. First down from midfield, and slipping and falling after the fake handoff was Calvert. And he trips himself up on this artificial surface and loses 9 in the process.
They're looking for B.J. Farrow down the field on the play action pass. We'll see Calvert right here. He faked out that defense. You could see it. He was going to have room to roll out there. It was Farrow going deep on a go route, but slippery feet right there and couldn't execute.
Big loss. Well behind the chains. They screen it out to King. Catches, tries to make a couple of men miss, and hanging on for dear life and making the tackle is Portress again. And holding up King, who's one of the top receivers in the entire Big South. 35 receptions coming in, but he's not the big play receiver, not like Gandy Golden is, but we've yet to call his name.
And Gandy Golden, he's 6'4", but he's that deep vertical threat. Only a sophomore, and he's the guy they really want to go to on play action pass. There on that play, really impressed with the speed of this Kennesaw State defense. Not the biggest defense, but they have good technique and they fly to the football.
2 big negative plays for Liberty. 3rd and 21. They looked to screen, it wasn't there. Swings it out to King, and a one-on-one tackle brings him down nicely by Jace White. And Kennesaw State, after he was shredded in that opening drive by the Liberty offense, they bow out and force Liberty to move backwards, and now they'll punt it away.
Yeah, and just a heck of a tackle by White right there, coming in run support, a one-on-one situation. There was a lot of room to run there, but he brought him down. I think the difference on that drive was penetration by the defensive line of Kennesaw State, and then just the speed of this defense flying to the football, swarming in packs.
Birdsall, 3rd of the Big South in punt returns. He stands at his own 22-yard line. A whistle's blown, a flag is down. And this has been a messy possession for the Flames.
Number 41, offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Seven tie, 4:29 left, opening quarter. And now they spot the football back at the 33-yard line, and Birdsall, his career long in terms of punt return is 53. He is capable of breaking off the big one. Special teams have been a strength of Kennesaw State. And the rolling punt spins to the cradle of Birdsall at the 29, tries to get away from his own teammate, and does, and will now have room. A block by Springer. Makes the turn, flag down, and ankle tackle out of bounds at the 37-yard line. That looked very promising, but a penalty marker on the far side of the field.
This looks like it's going to be a block in the back.
Trying
to spring that run.
Illegal block in the back. Number 47, receiving team. 10-yard penalty. 1st down. Timeout.
A penalty on Kevin Ficklin of Kennesaw State. Owls, after being shredded in the opening drive, force a 3-and-out tie game. Kennesaw State football when we come back.
I did what you said, Doc. Changed everything.
You switched to the Capital One Quicksilver card. And how do you feel?
Like a burden's been lifted.
Those other cards made you sign up for bonus cash back. Then they changed categories on you every few months. Then you had to keep signing up. You deserve better. Now get out there and keep earning that 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere.
Thanks, Doc.
I'm not a doctor.
What?
Time to go. What's in your wallet?
He once 3D printed a 3D printer. He is the most interesting man in the world, and he's building a statue for the most interesting fan of college football.
Every time I raise my hand, I start a wave. I proposed to my wife using a giant foam finger. Who's number 1? This guy. Where do you go, about 6'7"?
Your statue could be in the College Football Hall of Fame.
Stay thirsty, mis amigos.
Back to Williams Stadium, 7-7 tie, Kennesaw State and Liberty. And the Owls have the football. This drive begins the same spot their touchdown drive early in the quarter did. The 25-yard line of Kennesaw State. In motion, Darnell Holland on 1st down. Quarterback keeper out to the 30-yard line. And Chandler Burks picks up 5. And Burks First ever commit to this Owl program, and boy, he had to be ready to go. It's been an interesting voyage for Burks, who in 2014, there was a practice-only year as Kennesaw State opened up the football program. In 2015, tore his ACL, basically just sat in the film room and learned. And finally got the opportunity to lead this program as he pitches it off to the right side, getting the corner, and shoved out of bounds is Terry, pushed out by Chris Turner.
And Coach Bohannon talked about that year off when he had that ACL. He didn't take it as a year off. He was in the film room like he was the starter. It was something as a freshman that you don't see that maturity very often. And you talk to anybody around the program, the way they speak about him, they say he's like a coach, and he's so much wiser and older than he actually is.
Yeah, they did not expect him to have the need to overtake this program. With Big South Player of the Year, Trey White, got injured first game last year. And they forced to put him in there. Spins away a broken play. And he's brought down after kind of an improvisational gain of a couple of yards. Kendrick Bradley, the tackle for Liberty.
First passing attempt on the day, or trying to pass the ball. It turned into a rush, but Kennesaw State all the way going on the ground, and Liberty starting to load the box. But again, the key for them is they've got to hold contain. They're letting the Owls get to the outside.
8 yards to go on second down. Holding his Burks, took a hit right at midfield, and that was a shiver. Jawan Wells got in there for Liberty. A game about 3.5, but a painful game of about 3.5 for Burks.
And Wells is playing weak side defense, and then we'll see the hustle. See big number 54 right here. Did not give up on the play on the backside, and then he drilled Burks. But again, it's the hustle, and it's staying involved in each and every play. Even if it's coming your way, you can still hustle and make that happen.
4 yards to get. Third down, Owls. First throw of the game. Into the slot, they finds their man Justin Sumter. Just beyond the sticks, Sumter picks up 5 on 3rd and 4. We won't see many passes at all from Chandler Burks, but when he does go through the air, it's almost always to Sumter, number 15.
Yeah, that's his guy. He's a big target, 6'3", but he's got speed. But you see there, that was just a conversion opportunity to see. Kind of broke their trend of running the ball, throwing the ball on 3rd down.
Drive continues. Owls into Liberty territory for the second time. Fullback handoff, and that is good yardage for Sam Outlaw. Outlaw for about 8.
This running attack, the offensive line, it's so important to get off the ball quickly, and especially their cut blocks. And right now, that O-line, they're firing off the ball and staying lower than the defensive line of Liberty.
Second and short, once again, a safe play to the fullback. First down yardage. Jawan Wells, another tackle, but Outlaw will pick up the first down for Kennesaw State.
So impressed with Burks. No matter whether it's a handoff going up the middle or he's running to the outside, he carries out his fakes every play, almost looks the same. And really that eye dressing for the defense, every play looks the same, and they're not finding the ball. That's where this offense can really gash the defense.
Kennesaw State top rushing offense in the Big South, over 300 per game. Number 4 in rushing yardage in all FCS. Handoff again, staying between the tackles for a 3rd straight carry. Outlaw one more time, and that will pick up the first down.
And Matt Frank, the right guard, and C.J. Collins getting off the ball and just pushing back Liberty's defensive tackle and nose tackle there. And they are downfield 2 yards already by the time the ball crossed the line of scrimmage. And you see there just the stance of Zach Mitchler staying low.
Should be the final play of this opening quarter, slipping just before he found some open territory on that inside handoff. T.J. Reed. What an interesting first quarter it's been. Liberty announced its arrival here after the off week with a very strong opening drive. Kennesaw State answered, forced a punt. And the Owls once again into Flames territory. Homecoming in Lynchburg. It's the Owls and the Flames 7-7 through 1.
Well, this season, Taco Bell is again giving the biggest games back to the biggest fans. There's no better place to watch a big game than the Liv Moss student section in the college football playoff. So I'm going back to school for my shot at getting in. You guys want to hang? Maybe later, right? And I know, just try hard enough. People like me. Who's hungry? Reese! got a really good feeling about winning those tickets.
Now you can have everything. And your family can too.
We want a juice box.
The 2017 Mitsubishi Outlander with standard third row seating. One of America's safest crossovers. Well equipped for under $24,000.
Second quarter begins for Lynchburg, Virginia. Owls 7, Flames 7. And Kennesaw State in the middle of its second drive of the game. They're in the Flames territory. 2nd and 8 from the 29-yard line. And the handoff comes to Jake McKenzie, driven back after he got to about the 26-yard line.
There's Wells right in the middle of that play. This defensive line, they've gotten hit big by a couple of long runs. But Wells, he's the guy with the experience up front there. He got off the ball very quickly, and he's got the strength to fend off these blockers by the Owls.
Now the Owls face another third down. It's 3rd and a short 5. 3 of 3 in the game. Burks under center. 4 across the line for Liberty. And Burks on the option. Terry fumbles it, dives back to it, and he got back onto it right before McGinty of Liberty got there. It remains Kennesaw State football. It's going to be 4th down.
They were very lucky there. We talked to begin this ball game, the keys protecting the football. The Owls, they're going to put it in harm's way, and they're going to be successful most of the time because they're so well disciplined. But all it takes is one time. We'll see here. This would have been a big gain, but right there just dropping the football, and you've got to hold on to that. Terry and Coach Bohannon here, it's really made this a harder opportunity for a field goal.
Toss wasn't that bad, slightly behind. Terry couldn't handle it. Well, now here comes Justin Thompson. He's made 8 straight field goals. This is about the extent of his range, and whistles will blow this play dead.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Now, will this change Brian Bohannon's mind? Because we talked to him 2 days ago. I said, what's the extent of Thompson's range? He said, if we get inside the 30, I'm good. Anything outside the 30 is questionable. And they're going to keep Thompson on the field. And this would be a career-long 51-yarder from Thompson. And now a timeout's going to be taken by Kennesaw State. Perhaps Brian Bohannon might change his mind.
Timeout. Kennesaw State. They're first.
Boy, that penalty hurting the opportunity now for the Owls. Do you go for the long field goal or kick it away? 7-7.
Everyone knows BMWs are fast, but you probably didn't know they help keep you in your lane and avoid collisions. Fast. Because the speed that matters most is the speed of safety.
BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Back to Lynchburg on this 4th down play. Timeout taken by the Owls. And Brian Bohannon has indeed changed his mind. The Owls will not pooch kick. They won't go for the field goal. They line up under center on 4th and 13. And now looking to throw. Flushed out Burks in trouble. Runs it ahead, still on his feet, and taken down the 25-yard line by Corbin Jackson, short to the 1st down by about 4 yards. But that was a nervy moment for Kennesaw State. Liberty takes over when we return, tied 7-7.
Let out your inner child at the Lexus December to Remember sales event. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
$13:29 left until halftime on the campus of Liberty. Flames and Owls are tied 7-7. Liberty football, after stopping Kennesaw State on downs, and a swat away on a slant. Bryson Armstrong just saved a potential big play. We talked about what Armstrong brings to the table. I mean, he is an unheralded guy that Brian Bohannon thrilled is wearing black and gold.
He's a complete player. He can rush the quarterback, but there in pass coverage, you can see his awareness. That's his fourth pass breakup of the season. Flipped his hips and knocked the ball down.
2nd and 10. Hand off the short side of the field and out across the 25 to the 26-yard line. Frankie Hickson. 3rd down for the Flames.
Hickson's the speed back for the Flames there. He's the guy that want to get to the outside and use his strength. But here now in the 3rd and long situation, Antonio Gandy Golden, the big talented sophomore. He hasn't been involved yet. No catches, lined up at the bottom of the screen in the bunch formation behind King.
And now they stack him against Dorian Walker, the redshirt sophomore cornerback for the Owls. 3rd down and 9 for Liberty. Play clock at 7. Hickson resets to the right of Calvert. He's looking Gandy Golden's way. Fires his way. It's off his fingertips and incomplete. Gandy Golden, a rare drop. Still would have been short of the 1st down. And the Flames, a 3-and-out forced by the Owls.
Well, he could feel the pressure coming from Sam Outlaw, but Calvert, he's got to recognize where the defense is. The safety shaded over there. 3-on-2. Even if Gandy Golden got that, he was going to be stuck and coverage was there. So for Liberty, after that first drive, they haven't been able to get into rhythm, and it really starts with 1st down. They've got to get positive yards on 1st down to make it more manageable, where they can really use their balance on offense in 2nd and 3rd down.
All right, Trey Turner to boot it away for the Flames. Back to return is Bert Birdsell. About 2.5 minutes gone by in the 2nd quarter. Short spiraling kick. Birdsell will let land at the 37-yard line and take a sideways hop right into the Liberty sideline. So out to the 37-yard line. 37-yard kick. Owls football on a 7-7 tie when we come back.
At Desmond Howard, your famous trophy pose is my screensaver.
Post something nice about your rival with hashtag Sweet Talk, hashtag Sweepstakes for a chance to win a trip to the College Football National Championship.
Engaging homecoming crowd at Williams Stadium. Liberty and Kennesaw State open up Big South Conference play tonight. All square 7-7. Kennesaw State football. This drive begins the 37-yard line. And Burks on the option. Pitches out to the left side. Big room, big space. And there goes Darnell Holland inside the 20. Owls have the lead. Holland from 63 yards out. Kennesaw State leads 13-7.
It's amazing how explosive this offense can be. It's because of technique. You'll see here with the ball fakes, the ball fake up the middle, and then the linebackers for Liberty, McKinney getting sucked inside, no contain, and then just too much speed on the outside. Sumter with a nice block downfield, and again, just the explosiveness here, finishing off this run. Darnell Holland, he's a home run hitter for the Owls.
Untouched from 63 yards. And the extra point right through. And the Owls, after surrendering a touchdown to open the game, have roared back behind a couple of touchdown runs from Holland. It's 14-7 Owls.
Hey, we're going to do the Asian thing, honey barbecue and hot.
It's a great time to be a fan when you've got 21 sauces and seasonings to put on your wings. Don't take it for granted, because in medieval days, your wing flavors were limited.
Hot flavor, plain flavor.
Hot, please.
Get 21 sauces and seasonings at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Kate has had a rough life. The first time she sat on Santa's lap, he cried. Her waxer uses her after pictures as before pictures. It turns out it was her fault her parents got divorced. Today, she found an actual frog in her throat. But Kate feels like a champion because she's eating tasty, protein-powered, wonderful pistachios. And when you feel better about your snacks, you feel better about yourself. That was her fish running away from home.
We have an overstuffed Geico halftime report coming up. Athletics 12-18, 14-7, Kennesaw State leading. Kyle Callander, the commissioner of the Big South Conference, will be joining us. We'll have stats, we'll have highlights, a check of other scores around the Big South, all parts of the Geico halftime report coming up here from Williams Stadium. 2 touchdowns by Darnell Holland. This is a returnable kick now for Hickson and the Flames. Makes one man miss and shoulder down. A bruising hit that brought him down around the 27-yard line. The tackle on special teams by Jace White.
Just feels like Liberty here. They need a spark. They need something good to happen to get them going. They had a great initial drive offensively, same defensively. And then since that point, Kennesaw State has made some adjustments. I think Liberty has to go back to the ground game and really establish the run like they did that first drive and get push up front and rotating their running back. So many different guys that they can do, and a new running back in the game now, Patrick.
All right, first down for the 27-yard line for the Flames. Calvert, 5 of 8 for 26 yards. Looking to throw. Pocket collapses a bit. He steps up and looks for Gandy Golden, but whistle it too far ahead of him. He's gone for Gandy Golden the last 2 targets, but no receptions yet. Second down.
And Gandy Golden ran a deep drag route there, and he was open. That would have been a big hitter there, and he's got a wide radius, but Calvert there just not able to make connection there. He's moving up in the pocket, something he's really improved on this year, but he's got to be more accurate there and hit those plays.
Todd Macon in the backfield for the first time for the Flames. Just his second game of the year. Their leading rusher last year gets the call. Macon steps out of a tackle inside the 30 and bangs his way over the 35-yard line. Good run by Macon. And again, let's go back to the first drive of the night for Liberty. They went right down the field, carved through the Owl defense, 75 yards, scored with very little restraint. The last 2 possessions, though, a net offense of 4 yards.
Yeah,
What's changed?
They got away from the run and they started throwing the ball on first down. They weren't completing it, so then it put them in obvious passing situations. And also, too, just with as far as their balance goes, their offensive line wasn't firing off the ball. Here now, getting Macon in the game, sometimes it helps out to have a different look at running back coming in. Mosley was leading the way that first drive, then here Macon coming in. You can see a sign of a good running back making someone miss, and he did that and broke a tackle.
Liberty. Perhaps some indecision on what Liberty needed to do here on 3rd and 2. And they were intentionally letting the play clock run down, and then Turner Gill called a timeout. Important spot now for the Flames at home, down by 7 and trying to regain a little bit of rhythm.
And 0 for 2 on 3rd down.
The ball
so challenging.
In relation to the line to gain.
There's the reason behind it. So they want to check on replay. They feel like Macon was further down the field, maybe first down yardage, before he stepped out. You see Macon in the center of your screen, number 22. Team's leading rusher last year. Blew out his left knee in spring. It's been a long road back for him. We talked with Turner Gill a couple of days ago about what Macon's absence has meant for the other rotations in the backfield. But what does Macon bring back now that he's healthy enough to play?
Well, he brings back that leadership and also that tough running style. You saw there, he broke a tackle. And anytime you get back a senior leader, somebody that has so much experience, it helps out the offense. You just feel so much more confident knowing you've got one of your stud running backs back. And it can also give those other running backs a spell, give them relief, give them an opportunity to kind of see what's going on the sideline and make them fresh. And we'll see here, they're breaking the missed tackle and then finishing off that run. Boy, did he show power. They're getting very close to the first down marker.
It looked like he did not get the spot that he deserved. It looked like that foot was dragged beyond the 35. It may not be far enough for a first down, but it looked like there's another maybe yard plus with the drag of that foot as he goes toward the sideline.
Even a yard here, even if you don't pick up the first, a yard can be instrumental, especially in the play call.
Yeah, they're checking the replay booth is adjacent to us to our right. And there's a look at Brian Bohannon, former wide receiver at the University of Georgia. Really calls this his dream job. He says, I don't really need to recruit outside of Georgia, Alabama, and Tennessee. He'd like the brand of Kennesaw State to become much more regional and even national, but he feels there are so many good players in that Georgia/Atlanta area for this to be a really good FCS program moving forward.
Yeah, Georgia, one of the hotbeds of recruiting, especially that Atlanta area. They've really got a great situation down there with this program on the rise. The facilities they have, just the natural talent they have in their backyard. And been so impressed by Coach Bohannon, how he's come in, to his time here at Kennesaw State, and you've just seen the success. That's a sign of a good coach. And Patrick, when we talked to him this week, you can kind of just tell when you talk to a coach if he gets it, if he knows what he's doing, and if he has that leadership ability. And Coach Bohannon, he's definitely one of those guys.
He's only 46 years old, and if you don't know enough about Kennesaw State, the enrollment at that camp is 35,000. Now, most of those are commuters. That's going to be changing as well as this football program evolves here for the Owls, but 35,000. Now, next year, they're going to play a game at Turner Field and a game at SunTrust Park as they, again, open up their program and take on some FBS teams. But that will be great for, again, their determination to defend their backyard with recruits. Meanwhile, back to the replay review on the ball spot. This is a very extended moment for these officials. Stuart Mullins, the referee, with the headset still on. And this must be either a challenging spot to make, or they're trying to figure out exactly where that ball goes.
This tells me the delay here. It tells me they're definitely moving the football. It's not going to stand still. It's just whether it's a first down or how close it is. But with this delay, you have to think that.
Yeah, we'll take one more look here from the top. He's not yet out of bounds here.
The ruling on the field stands. Liberty is charged with a timeout and may not challenge for the remainder of the ball game.
Well, that's a double hit for Turner Gill in what he expects to be a very tightly contested game. You lose the timeout. You don't advance the football. It's going to be 3rd down and 2, but maybe not incontrovertible evidence to move the football there.
And that's what I think it came down to. There must not have been enough evidence that they could definitely move the football, because it looked like from our angle that it definitely was closer or even a first down, but they have the best angles there and they couldn't find any definitive answer there, so they kept it the same.
Well, Todd Macon remains in the backfield. This is 3rd and 2 for the Flames. They're 0 for 2 on 3rd down today. Macon will get the call, runs right off left tackle and dives out to the 40-yard line. A pickup of 5 and a first down for the Flames.
A lot of credit to Thomas Kennedy, the big fullback, sealing off the edge, and then also left tackle Julio Lozano. They created that seam. And Liberty, they're showing their power. That's what they have to do, be powerful up front.
Smack in the hands by Calvert. Macon again, cuts to his left, up the seam, bounces forward across the 45, almost to the 47-yard line. Bryson Armstrong brought him down after a gain of 6.
Anytime you have an injury, it's hard to get back into game shape and really have that confidence, especially in an ACL tear, but Macon looking good so far in this drive.
3-receiver formation, tossed to the near side, and out close to the 50-yard line. Macon one more time, and again, he missed all of the summer, all of August camp, the first 4 games of the year, had 5 carries a couple of weeks ago, so he's been waiting here. When we talked with Turner Gill earlier in the week about the reps that he was getting, the contact he was taking, he said he's 100% cleared and he will see a lot of action tonight.
And that's an anxious feeling, knowing this is your last season, wanting to get back there, but the coach is doing a nice job being patient, waiting until he's fully healthy to put him in.
3rd and short. Calvert throws across the middle, and the catch is made, and the ball is stripped out of the hands of B.J. Farrow, and it is incomplete. And the ruling on the field is it's incomplete. And we'll take one more look, and it will be 4th down.
And there's a slant route. Look at the cut blocks up front to get the defensive line's hands down. And Farrow looked like he had it, but that was Rawls' excellent job of not getting there. But if you don't get to the ball to knock it down, look at the wide receiver's hands, strip it and knock it out, and just execution perfect there by him.
And boy, that is what the Owls do. The takeaways or breakups right there. And credit to Keeber and Rawls. 4th down, the punt is blocked, and the ball lands inside the 45. It's still going to take a Liberty spinning roll inside the 30 to the 29, but it's only going to be a 22-yard kick. There is no roughing the kicker because Mackenzie Billingsley got his hand on the football.
Big number 98 right there. You got to block him. You can't just let one of the biggest guys out on the field, 6'4", 273. There was no block. That is just not being physical right there. And even though Liberty got a good roll there. That's something. When you're on a punt team, punt protection team, you get a block punt, it makes you nervous the rest of the ball game, and it really just changes the game as far as special teams goes with that play.
So first down for the Owls at the 29-yard line with a 14-7 lead. Fullback carry out to nearly the 34-yard line. Outlaw brought down by Jalen McKinney.
And here this defense for Liberty, they got hit with a huge play the last drive. They've got to do a better job of getting off the blocks on the perimeter. The wide receivers, the stock blocks, they're holding up good against the DBs. The DBs for Liberty have to get off that and help protect the edge.
Second and a long 5. Terry comes in motion. And stacked up across the left side after a couple of yard gain. But boy, the momentum has really shifted. After that first drive, there was like an uppercut to the jaw of the Owls. The defense, a couple of 3-and-outs, forced the Flames back. Now a block punt. The offense, a couple of scores. And this is a dangerous early moment here for the Flames defensively. 3rd and shorts as Liberty tries to swing the pendulum back the other direction.
And this is kind of the point of the game Coach Gill harped on, creating turnovers on defense during the bye week. This is where they need something good to happen there. This defensive line and linebackers, they've got to try to strip that ball away.
High formation, McKenzie the fullback. Play clock down to 3. Motion, and a penalty marker comes down. And a timeout as the whistles were blown.
Kennesaw State, their second.
So Brian Bohannon on a 3rd and 1 calls timeout. He wants to make sure he has the right personnel. He knows how important this early moment is in his first half for the Owls up by 7.
Third down's one of those kind of situations that you look back day after the games and really look at your percentages and evaluate with your team. So anytime you use a timeout on 3rd down, that's a wise thing to do because these coaches know how important it is executing on 3rd down. And Kennesaw State's been outstanding so far with those 3 out of 4 conversions. That's really what's enabled them to really set the tempo on their offense on their drives.
What was really interesting talking to Brian Bohannon, and he was just so open about the growth and really where this program was a couple of years ago. He said when we played Liberty for the first time in 2015, we didn't have a clue what we were doing, was what he said. And then he asked Turner Gill about the growth of this program, and he said they are so much more improved. They know exactly what their identity is, what their responsibilities are, and this is not a surprise for Liberty to see the growth of Kennesaw State now becoming one of the top teams in the Big South. 3rd and shorts, and there's the pitch off the left side. First down yardage for the Owls, and there is Darnell Holland, who has the 2 big touchdown runs, and the pitch he takes to the left side, and a first down for Kennesaw State.
Brandon Tillman, the defensive back, and also McGinty doing a nice job there, even though they gave up the first down, not allowing the big play, getting off their blocks. It's so important to use your hands. You cannot find the ball. You got to use your hands, shed off the blocker, and then try to make the play.
And on first down, fullback give, and look at those legs driving out to midfield. That is McKenzie out to the 50-yard line. He picks up 7.
Interesting how this offensive line is built for Kennesaw State. Really big on the interior. Joseph Alexander, 318 pounds. CJ Collins, 256. Matt Frank, 300. So that's really where they want to use their power. But then on the edges, both tackles are very light, but they're fast and athletic for tackles.
A big inside handoff up the middle. TJ Reed takes it inside the 40 down to about the 37-yard line. That's Reed for 13. Jawan Wells brought him down, and they can hit you from a lot of angles. And you look at the stats here in this first half for Kennesaw State. 219 total yards, 5 through the air.
And the biggest thing is they have balance. It's not throwing and running balance. It's balance as far as different guys getting involved. 7 different rushers touching the football, and it really makes Liberty play the full length of the field and have a focus on every single option for the offense.
Shivers the wing to the right on first down from the 39. A late pitch, the ball lands and goes into the Owls sideline. That's the danger of this spread offense. We've seen now 2 errant pitches. One was fumbled in the field of play. This one, fortunately for Burks and the Owls, goes into his sideline.
Burks has to hold on to that ball. He could see different guys kind of flying around a Liberty defender there. Sometimes you just got to eat it. You can't try to create the big play. You just have to kind of sit down on the ball and say, hey, it's not there. Sometimes taking a loss isn't a bad thing.
And protecting the football has been the mantra for the Owls this year. A loss of 7. Ball back at the 45-yard line, 2nd and long. And this is Outlaw straight up the middle for a couple of yards. McKinney there on the tackle along with Devontae Brown. Well, this is where the Owls don't like to be. 3rd down and behind the chains. They're 4 of 5 tonight, but will this be a passing opportunity for Chandler Burks?
Well, most situations you would say it's a definite pass, but with this offense, you can't take anything for granted. But I think for the Owls, you've got to find a way to get Sumter involved here. For Liberty, they've still got to play true to the run, but Sumter lined up at the top of the screen in one-on-one coverage.
Line to reach at the 28-yard line. Straight drop by Burks. Dances left. He has room to the 35. Runs through a man to the 30. Tackled inside the 30-yard line. That could be enough for the first down for Burks. It wasn't designed to be a QB run, but Burks kind of gave up on the action down the field and found the space. And we'll see where they mark it. It's at the 29-yard line. It will be a little bit short, but it will be 4th and under a yard for the Owls, leading by 7. Quick handoff. There's the first down for Kennesaw State. Down to the 26 goes Outlaw.
What a play sequence there. He was looking for Sumter on that long gain, but then you saw the power finishing off the run. Liberty, they've got to stay low when they're tackling Burks and these other running backs. They're standing straight up there, and then they had the momentum there going for it on 4th down. Again, just getting lower than the defense.
On 3rd down, defensive efficiency for the Flames. That has been one of the strong suits for Liberty. But a salty pill to swallow for Turner Gill's defense there. 1st down. Pitch comes to the near side. It is grabbed inside the 20-yard line and into the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Shaquille Terry. Terry from 26 yards out. And the Owls quieting the crowd at Williams Stadium up 20-7.
The blocking out on the perimeter and downfield, it's a clinic by the Owls. You see right here the fake and then going to Terry. Look at the block right there, cut, and then downfield blocking. Excellent job. Then the stiff arm. I mean, Patrick, that's just perfect execution by all 11 guys doing their job and then finishing off that run.
Thompson for the extra point. Drives it through, and with 4:57 remaining, we've seen 2 big runs for scores. One from Holland, this one from Shaquille Terry, the redshirt freshman. And it's 21-7, Kennesaw State on the road on homecoming over the Flames.
Anytime you have a homecoming game, sometimes you feel that pressure being at home and so many events going on, but now getting in the flow of this ball game, Liberty is going to have to make some adjustments, especially defensively. They're going to have to load the box and I think just play more physical. And for Kennesaw State, defensively, they've settled down after that first drive, but for them, they cannot afford to give up the big play and get this crowd back into the ballgame.
It is really impressive to see. This is a program that didn't exist prior to 2014. That was their practice here, and what Brian Bohannon and his staff has done, and the commitment of his players, knowing how hard it is to build a program. And I asked Bohannon the other day about the offense that he runs against a spread option. He was an assistant coach at Navy. He was an assistant coach at Georgia Tech. Each time under Paul Johnson, he said, this is not because we have below average players. It's a fun offense to coach, and we have a lot of guys as far as the skill category goes. They love playing this offense. And another touchback. And Liberty drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
Special teams, something Coach Bohannon talked to us this week about how crucial that was going to be, and another kick in the end zone and kind of pinning Liberty back starting off here on 3 drives. That's what they want to do. They want to win the field position battle and force the opposing team to drive the length of the field.
Well, Jay, we talked in the open about the Liberty Flames now playing for pride because they no longer qualify for the Big South Championship as they make that transition to FBS. This is now a moment of showing what pride that you have right now at home after a disappointing couple of weeks and now down by 2 touchdowns. Calvert steps up, throws over the middle, and a nice reach and catch by Farrell, but he is ruled incomplete. The ball slightly dislodged by Rawls again.
Roughing the passer, number 59, defense.
And meanwhile, at the back end of the play, Desmond Johnson hit for a roughing the passer penalty. So despite the incomplete pass, moved the chains and 15 free yards for the Flames.
Rawls doing a nice job there again, knocking the ball out for the second time against Farrah when he had it. But any time you have a penalty, you just got to scratch your head. If you're over on the outside line, you see somebody make a great play, but then a penalty kind of changing the game plan.
Overzealous penalty. That's the 6th on the Owls. Sprint out to the right side, and the pass whistles into the arms of Farrah. So Farrah, the reception, he'll pick up 5. 2nd and 5 for Liberty. 2 timeouts left. Clock rolling down to 4 minutes and 30 seconds until halftime.
Liberty moving the pocket there, getting Calvert out on the run, something he's improved at so much this season. And really his speed, I mean, he's gotten bigger. You can tell the difference from his freshman to sophomore year. Physically, he looks better.
Now they move the pocket left. He wants Gandy Golden throwing deep. It's in the air. It's a ball and is intercepted by Kennesaw State. Looking for Gandy Golden. Instead, it's another pick by the Owls. Taylor Henkel with his 2nd of the year. And Kennesaw State as a team, their 12th interception of 2017. And with 4:13 left in the second quarter, Owls regain possession up 21-7.
Gandy Golden was double covered there, and Henkel playing center field. You saw the range. It looked like Gandy Golden jumped a little bit too early, but look at just the hand-eye coordination of a safety. Henkel there jumping across there and really shading over to one of the top receivers in the Mid-South, knowing the go-to man and Calvert, having confidence in your tall wide receiver to make it, but still just a better play by Henkel.
Calvert on the phone bemoaning his pick with his offensive coordinator. Meanwhile, there's Henkel, the redshirt junior, first teamer in the Big South. He's out of Marietta, Georgia. He embodies everything that Brian Bohannon wants this program to be. A kid from suburban Atlanta who wants to play on a big stage at the FCS level, believing in this program, and he's being rewarded.
Yeah, he wants those guys that are tough, they're physical, especially from Georgia, that knows what this program means and wants to be a part of something special. This is a special program, and both of these programs have done so many great things, but for Kennesaw State here, early in their origin of development here, as far as playing goes, and boy, this program's really on the rise. So many good things they're doing just scheme-wise, and with their players, you can see how physical they are and how hard they play. And after that interception, Henkel not being happy just with catching the ball, trying to get more yards down the field and make a big play happen with the return.
And for Kennesaw State, this is game number 6. They have 12 interceptions, 4
After the intercepting player stepped out of bounds at the minus 48-yard line. The ball will be moved back to that spot. First down.
4 from Roman, 3 from Armstrong. That's number 2 by Henkel, and that's an enormous number. Not even halfway through the season yet.
Yeah, and it's impressive because they're in position to make plays, but it's a difference between knocking the ball down and actually intercepting it. You can tell these guys are very athletic, obviously have great hands, but they're not just happy with knocking the ball down. They want to create turnovers and give the ball back to their offense.
And they went back and reviewed. Henkel stepped out, back outside the 50. So the drive begins for the Owls at the 48-yard line. And the first man through, that's Jake McKenzie across the 50, down to the 46. Kendrick Bradley, the junior linebacker, on the tackle for Liberty.
This defensive line for Liberty that looks like they're getting cut each and every play by the O-line for the Owls. This defensive line is going to be important. We've talked about getting penetration, but also play with your hands. And when those guys cut for your legs, push them off you to the ground and find the football.
2nd and 4. Again, hand off to the fullback. Could be first down yardage for McKenzie. Looks like he has it. And they will move the chains. Another first down for Kennesaw State. 3:30 until halftime. And they're churning up yardage, taking down the clock. And right now in control, up 21-7. Burks keeps, flicks it. Terry upended and tackled at the 33-yard line.
37, Shaquille
Matthews on the tackle for the Flames.
Matthews there, he was getting blocked, but an example of really using your hands, shedding the man blocking you, and the Liberty starting to flow to the football faster. Still a big game there, but not the big play.
3 receiver formation now for the Owls on 2nd and 2 from the Liberty 33-yard line. Outlaw, the fullback, man in motion, and another penalty marker drop down.
Full start, number 62, offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
7th penalty on Kennesaw State, about the only thing that has gone anti-Owl in this first half.
Well, that's an area they're going to have to address at halftime. Too many penalties, and really, shooting yourself in the foot there. They've been able to overcome it, but still, errors like that, they'll come back to bite you.
Burks deploys Shivers in the left slot on 2nd and 7. Outlaw just driving defenders. That offensive line getting a huge push. Outlaw to the 32-yard line. Bradley, another tackle for the Flames. Clock moving close toward 2 minutes in this first half.
Right now for the Owls, this is their dream, really using up this clock, eating up time, continuing to roll on this drive. Here, 3rd down, you figure if they don't get it here, they're probably going to go for it on 4th down, so 2 downs to get 1 yard.
If ever the Flames need a turnover, it's now. Hand off to the fullback. Outlaw has the first down. Yardage for the Owls. 1:56 as they stop the clock and move the chains. And it will be Owl football at the 29-yard line.
Liberty, they've got strong cornerbacks for the Flames. I feel like they've got to load the box up and try to give everything they can scheme-wise to stop this run. Kennesaw State only thrown 1 pass, really no threat through the air, and if you do get beat, so be it. But right now, they're getting beat in the run game, and there hasn't been any changes to try to slow it down.
Yeah, McKenzie for 3. Kennesaw State, keep in mind, they burned 2 timeouts earlier in this half. They have 1 remaining. And there's a pitch going to the wide side of the field, up the sideline, spinning inside the 20, out at around the 16-yard line. Holland with a couple of touchdown runs. Getting into it a bit with Solomon McGinty, the captain for the Flames. And it'll be another first down for Kennesaw State. Clock stops at 1:15. And this would be a standing 8 count for the Flames if Kennesaw State punches in 1 more score before halftime. On first down from the 16. Keeping Burks to the 10. And flipped inside the 10-yard line. 1:04 left to go. Bradley has been a busy man in the linebacking core for the Flames with 1 more tackle. But the Flames now sub in 4 fresh bodies. Being worn down toward the end of this first half.
It's going to be important for Coach Wimberly to continue to rotate guys with this style of offense. Just the pushing, the pulling that it puts on your bodies.
Burks wants to throw toward the left sideline and out of bounds. He was looking for Darnell Holland, who started on the opposite side of the field, the wing position, swept behind Burks and got one-on-one coverage on that sideline. 3rd down.
Another big 3rd down here for this Liberty defense. Bend but don't break. That's the goal here. You've gotten a big drive gone against you on this possession here, but can you stand strong? And I think here, this is the time to bring a blitz, bring somebody off the edge to try to slow down this run.
Holland interior of the wings on 3rd down. And this is Holland. He's met and dropped down after a gain of a couple of yards. It's Lucas Irons on the tackle. It creates 4th down now for Kennesaw State. Again, they have 1 timeout left. 25 seconds left, leading 21-7. Quickly to the line is Burks. It looks like they're going to go on 4th down in less than a yard. Snap to Burks, hands it off, and there's a first down inside the 5 with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Outlaw picks up the first down. And now the clock begins to count down. Kennesaw State, 1 timeout left, and they will use it right now.
Timeout. Kennesaw State, their 3rd and final of the half. 30 seconds.
21-7 Kennesaw State leading. And Jay, let's take a look back at some of the keys that we outfitted when the game began. What's gone right for Kennesaw State and what's gone poorly for Turner Gill?
For execution for Kennesaw State, they had the 2 errant option passes there, but they were not recovered. So execution other than that has gone well, and it hasn't hurt them. Protecting the football, no turnovers. So all that matters is what's happened. No turnovers, even though those 2 errant throws. So good job by Kennesaw State. Turnover margin for Liberty losing that right now, 1-0, and then discipline on defense. I think that's the key area that Coach Gill during the half, he's got to talk to his defense about staying in their gaps and also really shedding these blocks. We've talked about it ad nauseum, Patrick.
All right, in this first half, Kennesaw State has run 41 plays, 2 passes. The situation here, they may be forced to throw. If they're going to run, it's going to be the last play because they have no timeouts left in 10 seconds. So will it be a pass to the end zone from Chandler Burks? If so, look for Justin Sumter, number 15, who's at the top of your screen. First and goal, 10 seconds left. It will be a fade, and it's blocked down at the line of scrimmage. Looked like it was going to be a fade, then instead of it was a hard slant across the middle and batted away.
Well, Burks was looking at him pre-snap. It was easy to tell he was going to him, but Wells, if you can't get to the quarterback, get your hands up, and Wells swatted it down.
Now that only burned 2 seconds. So it is second and goal, 8 seconds left. 21-7 Kennesaw State leading. Sumter and Harper are the receivers. Now they deploy Terry to the right slot. One more throw for Burks. This is the fade. Some holding and grabbing in the end zone. The catch is made. Touchdown, Kennesaw State. How did Justin Sumter fend off the defender? Will be a fade, and it's blocked down at the line of scrimmage. Looked like it was going to be a fade, then instead of it was a hard slant across the middle and batted away.
Well, Burks was looking at him pre-snap. It was easy to tell he was going to him, but Wells, if you can't get to the quarterback, get your hands up, and Wells swatted it down.
Now that only burned 2 seconds. So it is second and goal, 8 seconds left. 21-7 Kennesaw State leading. Sumter and Harper are the receivers. Now they deploy Terry to the right slot. One more throw for Burks. This is the fade. Some holding and grabbing in the end zone. The catch is made. Touchdown, Kennesaw State. How did Justin Sumter fend off the defender, get his hands on that football and bring it in? I don't know, but he did with 1 second left in the second quarter.
The execution right here by the Owls. Way to close out the half, and Burks right here. Look at this pass. And Sumter finding a way to get separation. One-hand catch. We'll see it here. Just unbelievable. And that's a play right there. Something that you don't see very often from a wide receiver. Someone that has the talent, but the focus, the ability to make a play for your quarterback. Make your quarterback right. And Burks thrown it the only spot where either his wide receiver could catch it or go out of bounds without Turner getting in the way. And Turner knew it right there. Look at the coverage. He was spot on. Perfect coverage by Turner, but just a better play by Sumter as he fell out of bounds, keeping his body inbounds and hauling that in with possession.
If he does not have a nickname, let's coin one. Velcro.
Yeah.
27-7. 1 tick left in the second quarter, and the extra point is boom through. 28-7 Kennesaw State, and there's a look at a despondent head coach of Liberty, Turner Gill. We will talk with him coming off of the field at the end of this first half, so stand by for that. It will be interesting to hear his thoughts on a game that began in a perfect fashion for the Flames. Marched right down the field. From there, after 7-0 lead, it's been all downhill.
And Liberty's a team, they average over 30 points per game. So this is an explosive offense. They haven't really got started yet other than that first drive. But going into the half, he's got confidence that his team can come back from this, but they just have to make those adjustments and really change things up on defense. Offensively, they've got to get back to running the football to create balance in their passing game.
His team really took it very hard when they dropped that 13-7 decision to St. Francis a couple of weeks ago, because they know how important it is to defend the home turf, win here at Williams Stadium, something they've done at an incredibly high rate over this 10-year period of dominance in the Big South. But now 28-7 down after an off week following a home loss. Some second guessing right now for the Flames. So the kickoff will end this first half. Once it's touched, Liberty will try to run it back from the 30-yard line, and that's the end of this first half. 326 total yards of offense for the Owls, all but 9 on the ground, but a spectacular 4-yard touchdown reception by that man, Justin Sumter. A one-handed grab with 1 second left in the first half. And Kennesaw State looking for its program all-time record, 5th straight win at the break, leading 28-7. And we'll stand by for the Liberty head coach, Turner Gill, coming off the field. And there's Brian Bohannon. He has to be thrilled with the way that his team has handled coming on the road against a program he's never beaten. Only penalties, probably the only disappointing part of this opening half for Kennesaw State, but they have come to play. It has been a wrecking ball for the Owls here in the first half.
He talked to us this week about getting off to a good start, but also playing full 4 quarters, something he really wanted his team to execute, playing a complete ball game.
All right, 28-7 halftime score. Let's go downstairs, and Coach Turner Gill is now with us. And Coach, certainly the game began in a very good footing for the Flames. What went wrong for your squad after that first drive?
Well, I think we just didn't execute as well as we should have there. We moved the football, then all of a sudden we had some yardage that we didn't get. We had penalties, and then we didn't take care of the football there, and so we got to execute better. That's the bottom line.
And Coach, offensively, outstanding job running the football with Mosley on that first drive, but not able to find your footing there as the game progressed. What adjustments are you going to have to make with your offensive play calling to come back?
Well, we're going to stay with our game plan here. We just got to execute better. We're going to go back and try to run the football, go some play action passes, and we got to execute the passing game. That's the biggest thing right now. So we're in good shape here. We just got to go out here in this first drive. It's going to be very, very important on both sides of the ball.
All right, Coach, thank you for your time. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
28-7 the lead for Kennesaw State. We are at halftime. Kyle.
The Emperor is dead.
So what happens now?
We retaliate.
The Empire's time has come.
PlayStation.
(28-7) Kennesaw State leading Liberty at halftime. Join the conversation and get social with the Big South. Learn new details about what's going on or share your experiences as you join the always growing network of Big South fans on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and more. Plus, find and follow this year's new conference source for game updates and championship coverage via Twitter at Big South Game Day. Follow, watch, like, and share with the Big South Conference. 28-7 the score. Kennesaw State, one of the preseason favorites in the Big South to win its first title. And Jay, let's take a look at that preseason poll. They will match up with Charleston Southern, the other co-favorite, the penultimate week of the regular season.
You can see why Kennesaw State preseason was so highly thought of, because they're a complete ball team. They play special teams at a high level, but offensively and defensively on the road here against a very talented Liberty team, they're winning that battle so far.
And again, Liberty, you see at the bottom of your screen, ineligible because they are leaving the Big South. They're graduating to the FBS, so they've won 8 of the last 10 conference championships. Ineligible, though, this year. Great news, Big South fans. Big South alumni can save even more on Geico Car Insurance with a special discount. Visit geico.com/mydiscount for a free quote today. Halftime score from Williams Stadium. Kennesaw State 28, Liberty 7. The commissioner joins us next.
Benny has had a rough life. When his grandmother died, he inherited her incontinence. One of his moles tried to have him removed. Santa only watches him when he's sleeping. But Benny feels like a champion because he's eating tasty, protein-powered, wonderful pistachios.
Jim has had a rough life. His daughter's first words were, "This isn't working, Jim." His third wife ran off with his second wife. Tornadoes chase him. But Jim feels like a champion because he's eating tasty, protein-powered, wonderful pistachios.
It's a great time to be a fan when you can come into Buffalo Wild Wings and catch the best moments in sports. Unlike in Roman times, when you could become the sport.
Is this section G?
I don't know.
I don't know. Ow.
Get the ultimate sports experience at Buffalo Wild Wings.
halftime score at Liberty's homecoming. It is Kennesaw State 28, Liberty 7. The Geico halftime show continues on homecoming. Patrick Keene is joined by the 21st year commissioner of the Big South, Kyle Callander. First off, Kyle, opening day for conference play in Big South football. Congratulations on a terrific day and now night. Let's talk about the growth of the Big South, because while Liberty departs the conference, you have two outstanding institutions about to join the next year or two.
Yeah, we're really excited about the future of the Big South Conference in football. Number one, yes, it's great to be here at Liberty. What a beautiful setting. Great to have conference play going on. What a great non-conference schedule we've had so far, and looking forward to an outstanding race down the stretch. We've got a lot of really good football teams in this conference. We're looking forward to some really good ones joining us, with Campbell adding scholarships next year coming into the league. Then North Alabama, who's a Division II power, they're moving up in their transition and coming in 19. So we're really excited about the future, and we're looking at additional expansion opportunities and hope that that's going to meet some fruition here soon.
All right, that's what's happening more on the macro level here for the Big South. What about on the national scene with the Football Oversight Committee? You're on that committee. What are some of the concerns for the Big South?
Yeah, I'm really honored to represent FCS and Big South on the Football Oversight Committee. There's some major issues we've been dealing with, both from health and safety, year-round practice, those kinds of issues that we've really made a lot of progress on. Last year, a lot of our fans know that we came out with a new recruiting model. So we've had a lot of success. I'm also on the NCAA Council, and that's something that, of course, affects football. A major issue we're dealing with, that's transfers. We all know the transfer issues that are taking place out there, and we have some concerns about the direction and momentum that's taking. So we're excited about some of the progress we're making, and how can we address that in a responsible way.
All right, congratulations on opening nights and what you've done for the Big South. Thanks so much. Enjoy the second half.
Thank you, Patrick. Looking forward to it.
28-7 Kennesaw State.
Land Rover, above and beyond.
A statement of first half for the Owls, leading at Liberty 28-7. They spotted the Flames a 7-0 lead, but then touchdown galore for the Owls offense, Jane. It really began on the ground. Holland, a couple of scores for the Owls.
Great blocking out on the perimeter here. See wide receivers, running backs, everyone doing their job, and then just the speed by Holland here, taking it the distance. That was a one-play drive with a big hitter.
And then meanwhile, here is Shaquille Terry from 37 yards out. Two big chunk plays on the ground. And then this, I know it's opening night in the Big South. That could be the Big South catch of the year a month and a half from now. Now the lone score, which opened the game for the Liberty Flames by Mosley, who ran for 51 yards in that opening half. But that was the big highlight and the lone highlight for the Flames. Meanwhile, Jawan Wells, defensively, a busy man for the Flames.
Yeah, he's been all over the field, especially on some of these backside plays. Really physical at the point of attack, and we'll see him there with initial contact, getting push up front, and he's slowed down this Owls offense, and many times they're running away from him. But here, you can't get to Burks, jump up, get into his passing range, and knocking the ball down there. Nice play.
And 5 tackles, 1 pass breakup for Wells, but a long road up for the Flames. They trail at halftime 28-7, and the Owls will have the football when the second half begins.
We're gonna go everywhere together and see everything.
You know that GX is both of ours, right?
Don't listen to him. Nothing brings out your inner child like the holidays. Experience the excitement of the Lexus December to Remember sales event. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Every Christmas is memorable, but a gift from Kay Jewelers makes it unforgettable. Save 25% on any Citizen watch, like Proximity Prism, at Kay, the #1 memory maker in America.
Every kiss begins with K.
28-7, Kennesaw State with a lead on Liberty, joined now by head coach Brian Bohannon. First off, coach, a fantastic first half by your offense and your defense. What stuck out to you for the success?
Well, I mean, they drove the ball down. I think we settled down after the first drive. I thought we played good defense after that. We were able to move the football, and we had one little miscue there. Going down, we dropped a pitch and then we were trying to kick a field goal, had to delay a game. But I'm pleased with the way our guys are playing. We got too many penalties, some things we could clean up in the second half, but I like the energy we have right now.
And Coach, what were those adjustments you made that first drive? Liberty marched down the field easily, but then your defense really stood up from that point on.
I just think we settled down a little bit. They came out with some energy as well, ready to play, and they got us on our heels a little bit and drove the ball down the field, and we just settled down. There wasn't a ton of adjustments other than just play a little better at what we're doing, our gap assignments and what we're doing, and we settled down and played better.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck in the second half.
All right, thanks.
All right, Jay, so let's expand on the thoughts of Brian Bohannon. When he spoke to us earlier in the week, he said our biggest issue is we have a tough time playing 4 consistent quarters of football, a couple of games that they nearly let get away, but we're able to put away. They're up 28-7. What are his biggest concerns with a 3-touchdown lead, trying to put 4 solid quarters together?
Yeah, I think that's what he harped to his team at halftime about finishing out this ball game. A lot of good things, but penalties. We had 7 penalties, too much. Guys, we have a history of not playing a complete ball game. We need to do it here. We're on the road. We're going against Liberty. They average over 30 points per game. They're going to have a response. We've got to be able to match it.
Now for Turner Gill, he said leaving the field at the end of that first half, we're in good shape. I mean, he may feel that, but I'm sure he went into that locker room and stressed what we need to do because they're not playing Liberty football. They didn't get Gandy Gold in a reception. They targeted him a couple of times, but it begins on the defensive end, and he really needs his defense to force some turnovers, something that they have not done well this year.
And they've got to stop the run, but that's the key, Patrick. You said it. Those turnovers, that's how they're going to really get back into this ball game, get this crowd into it. They've got to get the football back and really slow down the steam and the pace that this Owls offense is playing with.
So Liberty will kick off down by 3 scores, and the second half is underway, and this kick is blitzed through the end zone, and a touchback will begin this drive for Kennesaw State. First half for the Owls, 326 total yards, 317 on the ground. Shaquille Terry rushed for 96, Holland 82, and a couple of touchdowns. And there's a look. I mean, they're already beyond their per-game average this season in the first half against Liberty. No small feat.
They've been outstanding. And one area of concern, those 2 errant pitches where the ball was on the ground, that's something that they have to focus on. We talk about turnovers. They need to protect that ball, but still doing a good job executing their offense.
Terry comes in motion, and the first give goes to Jake McKenzie. In between the tackles, picks up 6. Second and 4, and we just haven't seen many negative plays at the line of attack for the Liberty defense.
Well, when they run the ball in the interior there, it seems like they're getting 3, 4, 5 yards every single carry. They have to do a better job at first down and putting the Owls in second and long situations.
And again, up the middle, and this time we see Devontae Brown rip the man back, and McKenzie to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard and a half, and it's 3rd down. Well, this is where Liberty has excelled this year, but tonight Kennesaw State 5 of 8 on 3rd downs. This is, if you're not going to turn them over, you need 3 and outs because you need to create more possessions for the Flames. This is critical.
And Coach Gill talked about the first drive offensively, but also defensively, having a positive start to this 3rd quarter. And then here's an opportunity for his defense.
McKenzie again, the fullback on 3rd and 2, and he will get the call. Loses the football after he landed at the 38-yard line. That will be a 1st down. Corbin Jackson picked up the loose ball, but it was created by contact on the ground. So McKenzie picks up another 1st down for the Owls.
It's going to be important this 3rd and 4th quarter for Liberty. Continue to rotate fresh bodies in there, but for the defensive side of the ball, you've got to stay low. This Kennesaw State offense, they're falling forward, staying low on their box, and the low man always wins. So Liberty has to stay fresh and stay low coming off the ball.
Outlaw, the new fullback, Reed in motion, and it's a keeper by Burks, and it dances across the 45 out to the 46-yard line, and Jawan Wells with his 6th tackle of the evening, and solid 1st down yardage again by the Owls. Will give Burks 8.5.
That was Wells backside there, hustling, holding his backside angle, and then once he realized it going to the opposite side, he flowed very quickly. So good job bringing him down, but still another situation, 2nd and short. It seems like the Owls continuously put themselves in good position.
One wing situation for the Owls. Shivers, the other wing, is in the slot, looking to throw. Burks reverses field, throws underneath, and it is intercepted by Liberty. Right to the sideline, Corbin Jackson stepped in front of the passing lane, and there's the turnover. The Flames desperately needed to create Jackson's first interception of the year.
Great recognition by Jackson. We'll see Burks throws it, just beating him to the spot and excelling and really turning on the Jets there to jump in front there. And Jackson coming around there, you see he lost 2 steps there, but then closed that angle, and that's the turnover, the spark this defense needed to see going over to the sideline. His teammates really giving him a lot of love, and that was a big spot by him turning the ball over.
Short field for Calvert's and the Flames. Calvert 6 of 12 in the opening half. Hands off, running left, and this is Mosley inside the 35, and then Gang tackled by Portress of Kennesaw State. Well, for the Flames, forced the turnover, short field. Now they need to capitalize, and we'll see how Calvert and the Flames handle this moment. Down 28-7. Mosley, big first half, 51 yards, almost all of those in the first drive of the game. And then he began to split time with Todd Macon. 4-receiver formation, fake his way, a reverse inside screen. Damian King eludes one man, gets to the 25-yard line, tackled there right at the sticks, a gain of 9. Jace White the tackle, and they will tell the chain gang to move them along. First down, Liberty.
That's another case of King there, not a deep route, just a little wide receiver screen there, yards after the catch. He's so elusive. That's why he's one of the top wide receivers in the conference. He can make small gains, that should be small gains, turn into big plays.
5th reception for King, now on the jet sweep. King, the handoff, lost the football at the 23-yard line. Do the Owls have it? They do. 3 plays later, the Owls donate it right back to Kennesaw State. And who's at the bottom of the pile? And it was King, who really never had the handle. Anthony Gore got in, knocked the ball loose, and one of his teammates recovered. You see, Gore just got his hand on the bottom tip of that football, and the Owls recover as a Flame player is injured. So 3 minutes into the third quarter, 2 turnovers already. Kennesaw State ball up 21 when we return.
Male penguins show their love with a pebble. Some males, however, are smarter than others.
Save 25% on any Bulova watch at Kay, the #1 jewelry store in America.
Every kiss begins with K.
We called ourselves a Detroit wallpaper company. We want to make wallpaper beautiful again.
With Office 365, it's really easy to collaborate on ideas.
Teams keeps us very dynamic. We're able to react very quickly to any client request.
It makes our 10-person company feel like 50.
Back at Williams Stadium in Lynchburg, 28-7, Kennesaw State with the lead. Liberty forced the turnover on an interception by Corbin Jackson, but only a couple of plays later, King on a jet sweep lost the football, got injured at the back end of the play. It appears to be maybe a knee injury, and he's being assisted off the field back toward the Liberty Flames locker room. So we've seen a couple of turnovers already in the opening minutes of this third quarter. Kennesaw State dodges their first turnover of the game, and they will get the football back up by 3 scores. And meanwhile, King, big blow for Liberty. Leads the Big South Conference now, 40 receptions this year, including 5 tonight. Jake McKenzie on the carry on first down. Another very sizable pickup of 6 yards from McKenzie on first down.
And I think for Kennesaw State, they threw the passing play. There's an interception. They're going to go back to the ground game, not put the ball in harm's way. Again, running the ball, using the clock. That's their best friend right now. 21-point lead, so I expect them to continue to stay on the ground and force Liberty to stop them.
Yeah, it's nearly a 2-to-1 time of possession advantage for Kennesaw State. Here's a late pitch. It is grabbed on the short side of the field and taken out of bounds by Shaquille Terry. And they will spot Terry at the 38-yard line. That'll be a first down.
Burks just looks so natural running this offense. Gets to the outside, it's very patient, reading the blocks, and really it's reading the defenders, seeing which gap they're in, who's taking whose man, and where the opening is. He's very assertive when he makes his pitches out to his offensive teammates.
Three-receiver formation, first down. And the keep by Burks, spins around and kind of backs his way toward the 45-yard line. Kendrick Bradley and Tolan Avery on the tackle for Liberty. Well, when we talked with Brian Bohannon earlier in the week about his quarterback, Chandler Burks, he said he's not a guy who has great arm strength. He's not a guy who runs particularly well. He's not a guy, I mean, when you look at his measurables as a quarterback at the FCS level, he's not a guy a lot of people would think is going to be a leader of a program. But what he lauded was his football IQ, his decision-making skills, and also the fact that he is able to police his team. Meaning, as a head coach, I don't need to step into every discrepancy, every issue. He has taken ownership of this program, and he still will. He has one more year remaining.
It's really amazing. You know, you hear so many NFL coaches talk about leadership of players like Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. I mean, the coaches, the way they talked about him and what he's done for this program, it's very similar, and the respect is the same as you hear about guys in the NFL. So it just shows you the maturity he has, but also he's a gamer. He's talented in so many different areas, and he really has no weaknesses.
And again, with the offense that Kennesaw State runs, they don't need him to put the football in the air 20 to 30 times a game. They know who they are as a unit. They know what they do well. And he says, you know, my team has really bought into this offense. They love this offense, and it's showing tonight. Into Flames territory again. Second down and 7 for the Owls. Shivers in motion. And a handoff to the fullback. Outlaw close to the 45. And brings up a third down and middle distance now for the Flames defense. They forced a turnover, gave it right back. Now can they force it? A punt from the Owls. 3 scores down. This second half really almost has to go pitch perfect for Liberty.
Yeah, we'll see here where the safeties for Liberty play. Are they going to play back, or are they going to play close to the line of scrimmage for run support purposes? And now both safeties are about 7 yards back, so they're up to stop this run.
And on the little inside handoff, and this is good enough for a first down. Squirting through with Shaquille Terry. Terry's inside the 35-yard line to the 34. He picks up 11, and there's no third down stop that time for the Flames.
And Liberty, they're in the right spots. I think the difference right now is just time of possession, and this offense wearing on this defense. There's an 8-minute differential, and you can tell that there's just no explosiveness from this defense. Yep. The Owls are really taking it and forcing the issue, and they're the aggressor here.
Ball at the 34-yard line, first down. Terry in motion, looking to throw. Burke steps into a deep ball, down the seam, overshot his man. He was looking for Sumter, who made that acrobatic catch to end the first half. Why not throw it his way? Because he's proven anything he can get up and grab has that prodigious ability. Second down.
Sumter on that touchdown catch. Great coverage by Turner. That's a really interesting matchup. You don't see too many 6'3" cornerbacks, but Turner is that tall, and you see him going back. Burks going back to Sumter there, challenging Turner, but Turner doing a nice job staying foot to foot with him.
Outlaw on 2nd and 10. Again, that right side of the offensive line getting the job done. A pickup of 5+ for Outlaw. It's been one of the areas for the Owls as this season began. Brian Bohannon said, you know, we were really behind the 8 ball because our center and a couple of backups went down. We had tackles playing guard. We had guards playing center. And he said that really set us back. They're still not at full strength there, but we see now that offensive line beginning to gel, which is absolutely necessary when you run this style of offense. Keeping his Burks. Wells will body slam him down around the 22-yard line. But again, first down yardage for Burks and the Owls.
And Wells, he's getting off his block on the backside, but it's just a second too late. Kennesaw State's chipping him, then going up to the second level. See Wells trying to hunt him down. But on the front side, there has to be better penetration by the Flames to slow down this attack.
Knocking on the door of the red zone again are the Owls from the 22-yard line on first down. McKenzie bumps off one, heads back more straight up the middle, and he gets inside the 20. Pickup of 4.
For Liberty's defense right now, it's going to come down to the defensive line, because right now they're getting pushed back to the second level, and the double team blocks for the Owls, they're allowing one man to overtake the defender, then go up and block the linebackers. That's why they're getting so much push. But if the defensive line can eat up those double team blocks, it's going to allow the linebackers to scrape over.
Shivers and Reed, the wings on the left and right. Shivers in motion. And Burks, the keeper, follows his Shivers, blocked to the 15-yard line, then driven back. And Burks will be a couple of yards shy of a first down. And it's not as though the Owls' offensive line has worn down Liberty progressively over the course of the game. They've been getting this kind of drive off the line of scrimmage really since their first offensive play.
Another big third down for this defense. Opportunity to stop the Owls.
Liner reaches the 12, 3rd and 3. Burks, a late pitch, gets to his man. First down yardage for Terry, and he's ripped down inside the 10, down about the 6-yard line. And one more time, it was Jawan Wells on the solo tackle. But Kennesaw State now has chewed up a lot of minutes off of this clock. 5:40 remaining third quarter, and they are marching maybe to a 4-score lead on the road.
Wells is playing his heart out there. He's all over the field there. There's over-penetration by the defensive back for the Flames. And then it forced Wells to come back and make the tackle, but still there's open area to pick up the first down.
First down and goal for the 6-yard line. First man through. Down to about the 3-yard line for Outlaw. Second and goal. You see some bodies slow to get up for the Flames. See the background of that last shot. Wells, hands on his hips, just trying to get a little more air in the lungs. Mitchell Hurtado, number 90. Liberty desperately needing a stop. Outlaw, the fullback, on second and goal from the 3. Liberty felt like there was motion there on Terry, and no call has been made yet. Terry goes and resets. The keeper, Burks, into the end zone. Touchdown, Kennesaw State. Burks from 3 yards out, 34-7. Kennesaw State thumping Liberty on the road.
And Patrick, here on this play, we'll see how assertive Burks is making this cut. That's such a smart play by him. He had the pitch man open. We'll see right here, boom, he cut it inside. He saw the open lane, and why risk the pitch? Take it upon yourself to get in there. Assertive cut with the power to finish off that run for a touchdown.
Thompson booms through the extra point. And Kennesaw State up by 4 scores on the road. 35-7 for the Owls.
What's the Big South?
What's the Big South?
What's the Big South?
It's our home.
It's our home. Rooted in excellence.
Built from hard work.
It's our backbone.
An undeniable will.
Driven to surpass our potential.
It's our heart.
Unbreakable bonds. And our journey. Striving for more.
Determined to lead.
Day in and day out.
This is the Big South.
Where winners are made.
Listen, we've all got to make choices. If you're hungry and you got $5, you could make a random meal playing Dollar Menu Bingo.
And fish sandwich.
Or you can get a real meal with the Charbroiled Double Cheeseburger, spicy chicken sandwich, drink, fries, and look at this fresh baked cookie. Oh, word! The $5 All-Star Meals. There's 4 of them, and there's no better way to spend $5. Only at Hardee's.
The running of the Bull Dogs? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much money Aaliyah saved by switching to Geico.
This is where heart rules hype. Where teamwork triumphs. And hard work reigns supreme. This is what happens when a hunger for success meets a relentless drive to be great. This is where nothing is given and excellence is earned. This is the Big South, where winners are made.
Marriott Marriott's is the official hotel partner of the Big South Conference. For the best rates, book directly with Marriott by heading to BigSouthSports.com/Marriott, and you will support Big South student athletes in the process. That's BigSouthSports.com/Marriott. 35-7, Kennesaw State leading. Chandler Burks, who has thrown for one score, has now rushed for his first score of the evening. And the Owls, the good teams, when they're up, as we saw early in the third quarter, they may give you a little sliver of a crack in the window to get back in the game. Perhaps that interception was it, but Kennesaw State got the football back on a turnover on the side of Liberty. They run down the field. They open up a 28-point lead. And Liberty off of a short kick, the return by Hickson. Still on his feet at the 15-yard line. Bumped out to the 19. And a long field for the Flames, down 35-7. Let's eat the elephant in small bites. What does Turner Gill's Flames need to do on this possession to gain some confidence and try to claw their way back?
So they've got to play up tempo. They're going to have to throw the ball more. You got a 28-point deficit. You don't have to abandon the run, but you're going to have to play quicker, and you're going to have to take shots down the field. Looking at Antonio Gandy Golden, he doesn't have any catches tonight. That's your big play wide receiver, especially with King out of the ball game. I think Calvert is going to have to take on more of this responsibility here, taking shots down the field, try to find his top wide receiver.
They will run on first down and straight through the middle. Carrington Mosley. There's a great story here for the Flames. Mosley is a redshirt senior, was not even on the two deep his first couple of years here at Liberty. Was a walk-on, awarded a scholarship. Now he's one of the leaders in their backfield. Married, young daughter, almost a year old, and now Turner Gill believes he may have a shot at that next level as he makes a couple of men miss, swings to the left side, and slides forward to the 35-yard line. Portra's brought him down, and Mosley leads to a Liberty first down.
And he's one of those players, too, that gets better as he gets more carries. Now 11 carries on the game, but you can see the power that he runs with and the way he finishes off his runs.
Fake by Calvert, rolls to the right, time to throw, and there is the first catch of the game for Gandy Golden. He's into Owls territory to the 45-yard line, and the pile still moving. There's a little bit of pride for the Liberty Flames. Although an Owl came out of there with the football, Kean Roman had it in his hand, but it will remain Liberty football. And there's a penalty marker down as well, right around midfield.
Illegal substitution. Number 79 defense ran onto the field during the play. 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run.
Wait,
first down.
That's wrong? Is there something wrong with that? Devin Pusley, redshirt junior, in the middle of the play, evidently, coming onto the field.
Let's see. Calvert coming off the play action. And Gandy Golden, look at his ability to be physical here, finish off the run. There's 4 Owls hanging on 5 guys coming on top of him and still dragging along that pile.
They gain down to the 36-yard line. First down, Liberty, trailing 35-7. 3:18 remaining third quarter. This is a must-score possession for the Flames. 3 in the play clock. Calvert hands off. And through the middle for about 3, maybe 4 yards. Hickson, the carrier. 2nd and 7.
And Coach Bohannon right now having Taylor Hinkle, his star safety, play about 20 yards back in coverage, which shows you that he does not want to give up the big play, and also he respects the speed of Gandy Golden, the arm of Calvert, really keeping Hinkle back there to keep everything in front of him.
Now the play fake. Calvert looks to the right side. Nice running catch made by Cephas. Reddick down the sideline. Stepped out of bounds just outside the 10-yard line. Down to the 11-yard line. A 22-yard reception and a first down for the Flames.
Another play action. Calvert, how athletic he is getting outside. And then Reddick here getting close to the sidelines. Looks like he stepped out right there. And then he got a hit from Hinkle, but still executing at a high level here on this drive.
Yeah, Reddick had his first career touchdown against St. Francis a couple of weeks ago. First down for the Flames at the Owl 11-yard line. 2:07 for the third. And Calvert wings it out there, and an immediate stick as Reddick made the catch, and that's Rawls who just botted him up. And Reddick hit a wall And it's second down.
Rawls, couple pass breakups tonight there. Physical tackle is a situation there where there's 2 Liberty Flame wide receivers, but 3 Owl defenders out there. Not a good matchup for the Flames in that situation.
And again, keep in mind, with Damian King out with the injury, we're seeing a lot more of Reddick, a little bit more of Farrow, and Gandy Golden at the bottom of your screen on 2nd and 12. Handoff, room though for Hickson inside the 10, and only an ankle tackle by Dustin Clabo has saved a touchdown. 3rd down for the Flames.
Situation for Liberty here, 3rd down, down 28 points. If you don't get it here, you figure they've probably got 2 plays to get this 1st down and pick it up.
Yeah, 1st down can be attained at the 1-yard line. 3rd down, Calvert out of the gun. Hickson to his left. And a glance back to his sideline by Calvert, who was thrown for just 84 yards tonight. Play clock at 8. Plenty of time. They shift now into the pistol. Calvert hands to Hickson. Short side of the field. Not a lot of running room. He slithers to about the 6. Interesting play call, though. Short side on 3rd and long, when it's likely going to be 4-down territory anyway.
And they were going to throw it initially to the right side. Then the players looked over to the sideline. Liberty changed the play call. They felt like they had to match up the angles and had more personnel on that left side with the running play, so they did that. But now, crucial play coming up here on 4th down.
All right, Gandy Golden, bottom of the screen. Joined by Cephas Reddick on the left. 5 receiver formation for the first time. It's 4th down for the Flames. Down 35-7. Calvert looks across the middle. It's not there. Backed up. Flushed out. On the run. Tosses to the back corner. And a touchdown, Liberty. B.J. Farrell. The creativity by Calvert to keep the play alive, and then Farrow sliding to an open area, following the eyes of his quarterback, and that improvisation gets Liberty back in the game.
Look at him scan the field. Calvert looking to Farrow on the left side, and then extending this play and the ability to keep your eyes upfield. Find Farrow, just a flick of the wrist, his 15th touchdown pass of the season. Not only was an exciting play, it was a crucial play for the Flames getting on the board.
And the extra point by Probert is important, and it is good. 35-14, so the 7-yard touchdown pass from Calvert to Farrow. Liberty down by 21.
The owl, majestic and powerful. Like the owl, Kennesaw State University students come from all over the world. They possess extraordinary vision. They have keen minds, a hunger and thirst for knowledge, and a broad perspective. Kennesaw State University, more than 100,000 world-class graduates creating a legacy of excellence wherever they land.
As a mother of 3, I've seen the positive impact sports have on kids. At Dick's Sporting Goods, we believe everyone should have the chance to play. And if cost ever gets in the way, that goes against everything we believe. So we're stocking new gear at lower prices and introducing the best price guarantee. If you find a lower price from a competitor, we'll match it. Because it's not enough to offer you the best gear. We need to offer it at the best price.
NCAA Division I FCS football is a game of perseverance, integrity, passion, character, and sportsmanship. As he works to honor the game, every FCS student-athlete grows in his responsibilities as a student and as a member of his campus and community. Dedicated to personal growth and success in the classroom, the NCAA Division I FCS, every down, every day.
It's been 60 years since I came up here to watch football. I've seen a hurricane that rocks and a tide that rolls. I've seen hustle, perseverance, and heart. I've seen a bowl of cotton that's anything but soft. Some call it hard work, determination, or grit. I call it blimp-worthy.
There's a danger to success.
It can bring out your best.
Or lull you into complacency.
You can always be faster.
Woo! Or smarter.
Keep reaching beyond your best, because better is a never-ending quest.
Introducing the all-new Accord, the most impressive Honda ever. Our quest for better never ends.
For the latest updates and new look Big South merchandise, visit BigSouthStore.com. Once there, you'll be able to gear up with an outstanding variety of officially licensed apparel and conference and school branded items. So get fully equipped for all of your game day fun with the bigger and better online offerings at BigSouthStore.com. That was a 9-play, 81-yard drive. It occurred over 4 minutes and 19 seconds. That's the good news for the Flames. The bad news is they need to somehow carve out 3 more possessions in 15 minutes plus the 7 seconds remaining in this third quarter and get some stops or turnovers along the way from the Owls. Certainly not an easy formula, but the Pulse strength has gained a little bit as the Owls protected against maybe an onside kick. Don't really send anybody back. It lands in the end zone, and a touchback begins the drive for the Owls at the 25.
The key for the Flames, you got to get turnovers. You're going to have a short amount of time in order to mount a comeback here. Score offensively, but you're gonna have to slow down Kennesaw State, but they're gonna eat up the clock. So you got to get a turnover, get a sudden change to help out your offense.
Time of possession so far, 28:05 for Kennesaw State, 16:48 for Liberty. Well, now let's see if the defensive line for the Flames, which has been chewed up a bit in this game, perhaps a bit rejuvenated by some time on the sidelines and that Liberty score. First down carry, a little bit earlier contact by the Flames on the D line, and the stack made Ryan Davis and company in for the tackle, and that will draw us to the end of the third quarter. Kennesaw State, the new kid on the block, trying to send Liberty out with a home loss. 35-14 Owls.
We don't just live in this world. We gather it, we hunt it, then we take it apart, and we build it for the better. We're more than a family. We're a way of life. Passed down from one generation to the next. Tell the lost, we will find them. Tell the horses, let's run. Grab your Carhartt and join us. Winter's begun.
Together, we make the holidays hassle-free and put our holiday budgets to work. We find new ways to chase away the cold, pass down our recipes in double batches, and put in less work to welcome more family. We stock up on everyone's favorites, make room for more guests, and we gather where we always do. Together, we make everyone feel at home. Get the lowest prices of the year with 40% off major appliances like this LG kitchen suite. The Home Depot, more saving, more doing.
Opening nights of conference play in Big South football, 35-14. The Owls on the road leading the Liberty Flames. You take a look at some of the stats. The passing yards, Liberty 91. That is far below their season average of 331. Not expecting to see a whole lot through the air, especially now with a 3-score lead for the Owls. Pitch to Shivers, hit behind the line of scrimmage, and stacked up for a loss. Flames down 21, and Jay, they need every third down stop from here on out. The Owls tonight are 9 of 12 on third down.
They got to come up with big plays and shooting the gaps. Great job by the Flames there, being aggressive, and you got to take chances in there. They read the first initial steps by the Owls going towards the right. Iron shot the gap and made the big play.
Third down and 7 for Kennesaw State. Early stages, fourth quarter. Handoff, Holland bounces off but can't escape the ankle tackle of Lucas Irons. And that forces a fourth down for the Flames. Exactly what they needed, trailing 35-14. So the punt team comes on for the Owls. Retreating for Liberty, DJ Stubbs, who's had some good moments and some not so good moments returning kicks, but he is electric and can provide a big spark for Liberty.
A young player, still very early in his career, but boy, does he have the speed. But an important play here in special teams to create a spark, to create a big play for your team.
And Christian Kinsley on to kick it away for Kennesaw State, their first punt of the night. It's a low spinner. Stubbs will play it on the first hop. Finds room up the middle. across the 40 to the 43-yard line. And excellent field position for the Flames. Well, the blood is coursing through the veins with a little bit more power. Liberty ball down by 21 when we come back.
What's the Big South?
It's our home.
Our home.
Rooted in excellence.
Built
From hard work. It's our backbone. An undeniable will.
Driven to surpass our potential.
It's our heart.
Unbreakable bonds.
And our journey. Striving for more.
determined to lead.
Day in
and day out.
This is the Big South.
Where winners are made.
Musco Lighting. We make it happen.
When you say wallpaper, most people think doilies and cabbage roses. We wanted to make wallpaper cool again.
One of the greatest challenges of running a small business is having to do a little bit of everything.
Office 365 really lets us collaborate in real time.
Once a client sees a 3D rendering, they get it.
Who knew there'd be so much math involved with wallpaper? The math feature is so amazing.
Love, love, love Teams. It simplifies communication from everywhere.
It makes our 10-person company feel like 50.
I like that math.
Big South Conference football conference action begins today and tonight there as we take a look at our Sunbelt Rentals out-of-town scoreboard. Charleston Southern, the co-favorites preseason to win the league. Defensive struggle. Touchdown by Noah Schuler wins it 7-0 over Presbyterian. That's your Sunbelt Rentals out-of-town scoreboard. Kennesaw State will play host to Charleston Southern the next to last weekend of the regular season. Liberty will be on the road to wrap up their final tour of duty in the Big South at Charleston Southern in their final game of the regular season. Liberty football trailing 35-14, short punts, and Liberty begins this drive at the 43-yard line. Calvert has thrown for 91 yards tonight. Claps the hands, takes the snap, fires toward the sideline, finds B.J. Farrell hanging on for dear life. The defender, Kean Roman.
And Farrell was in one-on-one coverage with Roman down covering him on an island. On the opposite side, there was Trips with Hinkle shading over to that side of the field. So now going back to a cover two look here. Calvert going against a different defense.
And no time to waste. Calvert through the air again. Finds one-on-one coverage. Gandy Golden the catch. 2 men miss. 3 men miss. And nearly escaped another one. Gandy Golden with his second catch. That was emphatic. A gain of 14 and a first down for the Flames.
And you just feel like, Patrick, on this drive, if Liberty can punch one in, this place is going to erupt. And Calvert looking towards the right, then coming back to Gandy Golden. And then just a physical play, shedding off the defenders. And he's only a sophomore. He's already that big and talented, making a big impact on this game.
From the 34-yard line, 12:38 to play fourth quarter. Calvert again, 2-step drop, looking to the right. Zip lines it to Farrell, leaping, spinning, catch. He's inbounds. He's inside the 10. What a grab by B.J. Farrell.
On that catch, a highlight reel type catch, but how about the throw by Calvert? That's an NFL type throw. The strength in his arm, throwing it over the defender.
Toss to Mosley, strung out to around the 5-yard line. Oh, Mosley, look at that reaction. This is the first time we've really seen a lot of positive reinforcement vibes from the Flames. Let's go back to this fantastic catch by Farrell.
Look at the arm strength, throwing it over the defender right in bounds. Farrell able to get his feet there, high point the ball, and a huge play for the offense.
He didn't get 1 foot in. He got both feet down. Tremendous concentration. 2nd and goal. Handoff straight through the middle. Mosley toward the goal line, and he's going to be marked a little bit short. Line judge came in, raising the hand, saying he did not break the plane. No time to waste, even with 11:35 to go. Hurry up offense on 3rd and goal. Mosley one more time, breaks through, over the plane, touchdown Flames. Back-to-back scores, and Liberty finding itself back in this game. 35-20, Kennesaw State.
Here Liberty going up tempo out of pistol formation. And Mosley really getting into a groove on this drive. You want to give it to your senior. He wants it so bad here. Finishing it off, staying low in the offensive line. Getting enough push up front for a crease for Mosley to jump into the end zone.
And on for the extra point. Prober one more time. Drives it through. And after the 3 and out, a 6-play, 57-yard drive in less than 2 minutes. That's what the Flames need. They're down 14, but still on the move.
This is where heart rules hype. Where teamwork triumphs. And hard work reigns supreme. This is what happens when a hunger for success meets a relentless drive to be great. This is where nothing is given and excellence is earned. This is the Big South, where winners are made.
Listen, we've all got to make choices. If you're hungry and you got $5, you could make a random meal playing dollar menu bingo.
And fish sandwich.
Or you can get a real meal with the charbroiled double cheeseburger, spicy chicken sandwich, drink, fries, and look at this fresh baked cookie. Oh, word? The $5 All-Star Meals. There's 4 of them, and there's no better way to spend $5. Only at Hardee's.
And it's game on, 4th and 18. Friends rushing the party in under an hour. Supermom's headed for the snack aisle. Ooh, this one's a scramble. It's all come down to this. Look at that air. She's got it. And there's that signature double pour. Crisp chips, crunchy pretzels. This crowd's gone crazy.
We did it, honey. Best party ever.
Yeah, we did it.
Let's go for the glory.
What's the Big South?
What's the Big South?
What's the Big South?
It's our home.
It's our home. Rooted in excellence.
Built from hard work.
It's our backbone.
An undeniable will.
Driven to surpass our potential.
It's our heart.
Unbreakable bonds.
And our journey. Striving for more.
Determined to lead.
Day in and day out.
This is the Big South.
Where winners are made.
Back-to-back scores by the Liberty Flames. And what is once a 28-point lead for the Owls, cut in half. Another touchdown run by Mosley, his 2nd of the game. Now it looks like the Flames will kick it deep with 11:32 to play 4th quarter. Trailing 35-21. The approach by Probert, and he drives one, playing on a tough one hop by Rawls. He'll bring it ahead and then just slide like he's trying to steal second base to the 23-yard line. Penalty marker comes in very late. It looked like he had kind of given himself up. There might have been some contact. Could be a personal foul on Liberty.
After the play was over. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 47, kicking team. 15-yard penalty. First down.
And they nail Remington Green on special teams. Basically making contact with a defenseless player who had conceded on that play. And yeah, no need. Not when you're down 14. Well, important for the Flames right now, stay disciplined, get stops, no stupid mistakes. That would qualify. And try and get the football back. Down by 2 scores. Drive against the 37. Handoff, McKenzie. A couple of yards out to the 40.
That's a big difference here. Liberty defense on first down. They've done a better job stuffing that defensive line up and stuffing the offensive line, not allowing any room, and that's helped them out previous drive, and we'll see it here. Not big gainers on first down.
Now for Chandler Burks, the redshirt junior quarterback. 20 seconds on the game clock. Let's check his game management, his clock management. Takes an early snap, runs the option to the right side, stacked up at the 43-yard line. I bring it up because the play clock after these kind of plays goes back to 40. If you're really wanting to milk down the clock, you can't. It's there for the taking. And now it's 3rd down and 5 for the Owls.
And here in this situation, Liberty is flowing so fast to the football. They're on a sprint. As soon as they see any movement towards a particular side, they're all flowing there. A good time for Kennesaw State to use some misdirection to try to slow down this Liberty defense.
And now we do see Burks take a little bit of time. High formation behind him on 3rd and a long 5, and now a timeout is going to be taken by Brian Bohannon. He rushed out onto the field with his Kennesaw State visor and burned a timeout. Clock stops, 10:18 left, 4th quarter. Liberty showing a lot of life in this 4th quarter. Big 3rd down moment for the Flames defense when we come back.
Football, Dolphins, Panthers, Monday, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN.
This Big South game is brought to you in part by Phillips Lighting, official campus lighting partner of the Big South Conference. Sunbelt Rentals, we have equipment for that. And by Marriott, the official hotel partner of the Big South Conference. There's a great look inside the command center. Abby Griffin producing, Matt Bird directing, and the entire great crew on hand at Williams Stadium. 35-21, Kennesaw State leading. Big 3rd down for the Liberty defense. 3rd and 5. Long count Burks. He's throwing on 3rd down. Tosses it away. It's incomplete. No flag. 4th down. And the Liberty Flames, yearning to get that football back, have just done so.
A heck of a play call by defensive coordinator Robert Wimberly, bringing the A-gap blitz, putting heat on Burks. And it was a play call all the way for a pass to Sumter from the beginning. But Burks had to go to a second option. They just didn't get the feel of that play because of the pressure. Again, great defensive call by Coach Wimberly, putting heat on Burks and changing things up on 3rd down.
And B.J. Farrell back to return the punt for the Flames. This is a switch. He stands with his heels to the 20-yard line. Little pressure up the middle, and it's sent away. And it's a bit of a shank to the right side. Lands the 26-yard line, takes an owl bounce, and then sideways over the sideline inside the 20. 10 minutes and 4 seconds left, 4th quarter. This was a 35-7 Owl lead in the last few minutes of the 3rd quarter. Back-to-back scores by the Flames, back-to-back stops by the Flames defense. And Jay, we haven't seen the bounce on the heels of these Flames players, offensively, defensively, all night long until these last few minutes. They feel they can come back and steal this game.
Yeah, and for them, you know, it's kind of like they just continue to chip away, and then now they've gotten into their groove, and their backs are against the wall, and sometimes that's when you play your best football, when you've got pressure on you.
Calvert, clean pocket, deep down the middle, reception made across the 40 to the 50-yard line, and pushed out of bounds is Reddick. It's a gain of 30.
We'll see how explosive this offense can be, and Calvert, they're throwing for 331 yards per game. We see the playbook really opening up. Offensive coordinator Coach Joe Daly, the deep dig route there, and now the protection up front doing a good job for Calvert.
Owls only rush 3. It's as if they're in a prevent, and that pass threaded through to Gandy Golden. Another chunk play of 20. And in 2 plays, in a matter of about 40 seconds, the Flames are down to the Owl 30-yard line.
They can move it quickly and playing up-tempo here. They're starting to get a feel for this game offensively, and now it looks like Kennesaw State's defense is the one that's tired.
2 plays, 50 yards, shoulder fake, across the middle, Gandy Golden reaches up, snares it, and tumbles into the end zone. Touchdown, Liberty! Gandy Golden, a fingertip grab. 3 straight scores by the Flames, and they're an extra point away from being a touchdown away. It's 35-27 Owls.
Calver, plenty of time. Outstanding throw on the post, and Gandy Golden, knowing that he's going to get hit, able to focus on that ball, and then the safety help coming over the top. But splitting that defense, an excellent throw by Calver, needling it in there to his star wide receiver. And boy, this Liberty team was completely different than they did the first 3 quarters.
Well, look at this reaction. Sideline of the Flames, even Probert, after he just nailed that extra point, he sprinted off the field like Usain Bolt, imploring the fans, stick with us. This could be a night for the ages for the Liberty Flames. And remember, again, the storyline coming in, if you're just joining us now, Liberty has been the kings of this conference for the last decade. 8 championships of the Big South in the last 10 years. Kennesaw State, in the middle of that 10-year run for the Flames, they didn't have a football program for more than half of that time. Well, now they do, and they're picked as one of the favorites in this league. Liberty's moving to the FBS next year. Kennesaw State just beginning to sink its roots into the ground in the FCS level. And it looked like this is going to be a runaway, but now the heart of the champion to the surface for Liberty.
And football is a game of adversity. How do you respond? How do you fight back? And Liberty had a lot of adversity versus the first 3 quarters. They found a way to come back, but now being on the road, this home crowd into this ballgame, pressure on the Owls. How are they going to respond? They need a big special teams play here.
Rawls indecisively, he wanted to bring that out of the end zone. His teammate Terry said no mistakes now. Touchback for the Owls. Well, let's go back late 3rd quarter as Liberty began to make this charge. We said what they need, it was good to get the score for the Flames, but what they needed were 3 more possessions in 15 or so minutes. We said the way that Kennesaw State runs the football, milks the clock, you didn't know if that formula was possible. They're within a score, 9+ minutes remaining. How has it happened?
Well, it's amazing because it looked impossible really with the amount of time left and the success Kennesaw State was having on offense, but they've changed things up defensively. They shot gaps, brought blitzes to slow down this offense, and then offensively for Liberty, they've just hit them with big plays in the passing game, and that's how they've been able to score so quickly.
3 touchdowns in the last 10 minutes. Pressure from the backside. Burks will hold on to it and carry it to about the 29. He was being chased from behind and just eluded the rush of Solomon and McGinty. Gain of 4.
Time of possession so much in the favor for Kennesaw State, over 31 minutes compared to only 19:45 for Liberty. So we'll see how that plays a factor, because this is the type of ball game where you figure Liberty's going to get tired, but now they're playing more energetic than ever.
Yeah, with this kind of adrenaline rush the Flames are experiencing, there's no fatigue in Iran right now. 2nd and 6. McKenzie spilled out across the 35. Did a nice job to maintain his balance and still nose north. And he'll be marked about a half a yard short of the first down. 3rd and 1 for Kennesaw State.
Schematically, this Liberty defense, they're selling out for the run. Ryan Davis was out in the slot, but he wasn't even focused on the wide receiver. He was playing about half the distance, but he didn't even look out there. He was solely focused to try to stop the ground attack. So they're really putting the focus on the run and forcing Kennesaw State, if they're going to attack, they're going to have to do it through the air.
Well, remember on that last 3rd down play offensively for the Owls, they abandoned the run, threw an incomplete pass, and gave the football back. They will option to the right, keep it in the hands of Burks. Took a big hit across the 35, maintains his balance, and picks up the 1st down. Tillman with the first big hit, upper body, but couldn't take him down.
Consecutive 3rd down opportunities where Liberty brought the blitz. McGinty came off the weak side, but there enough room to pick up the first down. Burks, a big sigh of relief for this offense for the Owls.
Still, the way this Owl offense is built, clock running, 7:17 and counting. They can burn off 4 or 5 minutes off this clock, kick a field goal even, go up 2 scores and make it very tough on Liberty. Well, there's a lot of execution for Kennesaw State that needs to happen between now and then. Burks, the keeper, to the 40, and then thrown forward over a couple of would-be tacklers. Tillman drives him back in the last minute. Also in that pile, Chris Turner, Solomon McGinty, 6 for Burks on first down.
There are about 4 Liberty defenders there, and as a defensive player, when you see one of your teammates has the ball carrier wrapped up, if you're coming into the pile, don't just try to tackle him, try to split and knock that ball out and really try to create a big play. And Liberty getting that 1 turnover here tonight, and Coach Gill focused on that. I know a spot here where he wants his defense to try to get another one.
Well, when Brian Bohannon basically flipped the keys of this program to Chandler Burks' first game of the year last year, he was waiting to see the growth. He loses the football, dives on it, and maintains possession for the Owls. But these are the games where you take that next step as a leader of the program, and here's an opportunity for Burks to do it for KSU.
And being a leader out there for third down conversions, Kennesaw State's been outstanding all ball game. Liberty, not a lot of opportunities, but 10 for 15, that's about as good as it gets. But here another opportunity in a pressure situation, but this is where your leader Burks has to calm the situation down and be a leader and have that presence on the field to give your team confidence.
McKenzie the fullback, Burks under center, line of reach is the 46-yard line. Burks will run the option to the right, thought about pitching, driving forward, he's to the 45, but he's short. Burks stopped by Wells and Irons. He wanted to pitch, thought better of it, didn't want to make a mistake. And Liberty has forced a 4th and about 1.5. And we've yet to see the punt team come onto the field. It's 4th down. The Owls are lined up. They're going to go for it. Or is this a fake? Are they trying to draw the Flames offside? Play clock down at 13. What kind of discipline will we see from Liberty? Is this a decoy? No. The pitch to the 45. First down, down the sideline for Kennesaw State. The carry to TJ Reed. An icy call by Brian Bohannon and the Owls in their own territory with no momentum to speak of on their side.
Well, it looked like that was just going to be one of those typical plays where you try to get them to jump off sides and then you take a knee or you call a timeout, but they're using their speed to get out on the edge. Excellent block by right tackle Zach Mitchler setting the edge.
Out midfield, Reed again fakes going in motion. A glance to the sideline, game clock now down to 4:22. Burks running the option, holds on to it, ducks down, and picks up 4+. Liberty, full complement of 3 timeouts. And for Turner Gill, in the back of his head, he's saying, when is my moment to start stopping the clock? Because I need to get the ball back without giving up points.
I think you still got to wait here and see what happens on this set of downs, and then you may have to start calling your timeouts. But I think with the blitzes they're starting to bring, they feel like they have confidence to stop the run here on this second down.
Yeah, Liberty really stacking the defensive line. They're putting 5, now 6 guys right at the point of attack. 5 on the play clock. Burks, long toss, shivers, cuts it inside. He's to the 40. That's going to be very close depending on the spot. Brian Davis, the tackle. Clock stopped momentarily. 3.5 to play. It is a first down and a timeout taken. That's number 1 by Turner Gill and the Liberty Flames. So he now is pushing all of his chips in the middle of the table, saying I'm going to use my timeouts now, after the next down, and after the next down, assuming the runs, and put it on my defense to get the stop right here, right now.
The strategy for Liberty is bring everybody up in the box, and you figure that Kennesaw State is not going to throw the ball even if they feel like they have an opportunity downfield, which they definitely do. They're going to run the ball to use the timeouts up, so Liberty has to bring blitzes and also misalignment up front to outman the Owls, and then just hope that there's no missed tackles.
Let's go back to that 4th down call by Brian Bohannon. You're up by 7. You're inside your own territory. It's 4th and 1. It looked like it might have been a decoy. How bold was the call by Bohannon as we take a look and see what Liberty has done. That touchdown in the third quarter for Liberty was in the final couple of minutes, about 4.5 to play. So 21 unanswered by the Flames.
Yeah, they've really come on strong here. And back to Bohannon, that was a courageous play call, but a play call where you have the pulse of your team and you have something that you know you can be successful at and having confidence that you'll execute.
All right, 2 timeouts left for the Flames. This is first down with 3:28 to play. Kennesaw State 35, Liberty 28. Burks, the redshirt junior, under center. And he will hand off the fullback, and that's McKenzie angling right. He'll pick up almost 5. And now Turner Gill, will he use another timeout? He will. 3:23 to play. So the clock stopped. Liberty now down to 1 timeout. It is 2nd and 6. So there's only 1 more to burn for Liberty, which means heading into a 4th down, if it gets to that situation on this series, the clock's going to be running. So this is absolutely it, unless barring a turnover by the Owls.
Yeah, and I mean, he's putting the confidence in his defense, calling these timeouts now, that he's going to get a stop, and then with enough time, your offense go down and drive for game-tying touchdown potentially. But here, the confidence in the defense to get a stop.
Because if you don't, and you run out of timeouts with the play clock at 40 seconds after every play, basically you can take 3 knees and take the rest of the time off the clock. So this is the moment for the Flames defense. 2nd and 6 for the Owls with a touchdown lead. Handoff right side, snaking through. First down for McKenzie. He'll pick up 8 yards. And Turner Gill will now take his final timeout, but a fresh set of downs for the Owls, and that reaction sums it all up for the Owls. Burks and McKenzie, they know what that first down means for the results in this ballgame.
And how about the toughness of McKenzie? He's been running primarily on the interior of that offensive line, getting those tough yards, but also whenever you know that the defense is focusing solely on you to be physical and find a way to jump across and get a first down on a crucial play.
Well, now for Turner Gill and his defense for the Liberty Flames. What did he speak to us earlier in the week about how they spent a bulk of their off week? Turnover station. I need my defense to create turnovers. That's the only thing that saves the Liberty Flames right now from another home loss. He needs his defense to implement what they were working through last week, force one here in the final couple of minutes.
And that's why you practice that during the week and focus on it. He's talked about 15 minutes of just going after the football during practice. It's for moments like this. This is where you need to execute if you're Flames defender.
Now, if you're the offensive coordinator for the Kennesaw State Owls, are you even risking taking the ball out of Burke's hands here? And up the middle, there goes McKenzie to the end zone, raises the arm in victory. That may have sealed it. From 29 yards out, it's Jake McKenzie.
The ball carrier.
And the rally by the Flames on homecoming is going to fall a touch short. McKenzie from 29 yards out. Kennesaw State goes up 41-28 with 3:13 left.
The misdirection of McKenzie coming back across the line of scrimmage in the B gap there, wide open hole, and then finished off that run. Just a good job by the offensive line, creating a key crease, and Joseph Alexander and CJ Collins sealing off that side.
Well, we have seen some great calls by Brian Bohannon over the last couple of moments, going forward on 4th and 1 inside their own territory. And then Grant Chestnut, the offensive coordinator, along with Bohannon, dialing up that play for McKenzie. Hasn't put the game away because Liberty's going to get the ball. If they score, onside kick, get it back, score again. There are ways to get the 14 points the Flames need. No timeouts, 3:13 remaining.
Yeah, for Liberty here, you know, you came back in such a short amount of time. You can't give up now, and you still have that time, even though, you know, it's looking bleak here. Score a quick touchdown, and with that onside kick opportunity, you never know what will happen. But back to that 4th down call, I think that was the case. Coach Bohannon, you know, having a play where he knew his team could execute, but also recognizing the momentum shifting towards Liberty's side and not wanting to give that offense a chance at the ball back in a punting situation. That's a play call. Most coaches would say, hey, let's punt it, let's play the percentages, but feeling the pulse of your team and being aggressive That's what will make or break you, and he really made it happen there, was assertive with his play call, and his team rewarded him.
Oh, that touchdown run by McKenzie. Kennesaw State as a unit has usurped 500 yards on the ground. 9 through the air, 502 amongst 8 different running backs tonight. Terry 126 yards. McKenzie's just gone over 100 with that run with 111. Here's a low rolling kick played by one of the outmen of the Flames at the 20-yard line and spun down after a couple of yard return. They did not want to put it in the dangerous return man arms, so instead just kind of scrambled it toward an up back, and a limited return by the Flames. 3:09 left, 2 touchdowns in arrears.
You're getting out of bounds. It's going to be important for Liberty. For Kennesaw State, you really need to position yourself towards the sideline and force Liberty into the field of play.
Now the Flames did score a couple of touchdowns within a 3-minute span earlier in this quarter. They need to replicate that here. 42-28 Owls. Out of the gun, Calvert. 3-man rush. Now under pressure and taken down for a sack back at the 15-yard line. A 3-man push. And the sack to Desmond Johnson.
Brought down in the backfield by 59, Desmond Johnson.
And that cannot happen along the Liberty offensive line. A 3-man rush. You got to give Calvert time to throw the ball and trying to extend the play. Drop down from behind.
Is right around Julio Lozano. They screen it out to the right side. Todd Macon, and he's punished near the sideline. Stops the clock at 2:34, but nominal yardage there as Anthony Gore surrounds Macon for the tackle. It's 3rd down, and they need to reach the 34-yard line. The line of scrimmage is back at the 17.
You've got 2 downs to pick this up, but I'd look for Gandy Golden. And he's going to have coverage shaded over towards him. Henkel over there also as well, but still he's your big play wide receiver.
Rushing 3 again are the Owl. Throws high with the middle. Catch is made around the 28-yard line and then pushed back. The catch made by Reddick, but it'll be short of the first down. So it's 4th down, 2 minutes to play, and Liberty needs 4. Again, out of timeouts, Turner Gill and the Flames, and they are losing precious time right here as the play call gets in. Well, this is game, set, match for the Flames if Calvert cannot pick it up. 4th down, he'll step up, he'll fire it deep, looking for Gandy Gold, and it's knocked away by Dorian Walker. And the Flames turn it over on downs. And with 1:36 remaining, Kennesaw State a couple of kneel downs away from its first ever win over the Flames.
Calvert going for the big shot downfield here, and Reddick was open underneath, but you felt like with the time remaining on the clock, he went for it all there. That was a smart play to get the big chunk yardage, but just better coverage downfield by the Owls and closing out this ball game. They had that adversity going against them. They found a way here to make a couple plays to get it back in their favor.
When it just didn't look like there was going to be much adversity to face the Owls today, running out to a 35-7 lead, but showing the heart of a champion, the Flames put 3 quick touchdowns on the board in about a 7-minute span, but could not get to the top of the mountaintop. A knee taken by quarterback Chandler Burks, and he will need to snap it, it looks like by my math, 2 more times. Celebration, hugs, handshakes. This is the next step, the next phase in this very embryonic program. Kennesaw State, 3rd year of FCS football. They trusted the pilot seat to Brian Bohannon, who had never been a head coach anywhere. Assistant under Paul Johnson in Navy. Assistant under Paul Johnson when he went to Georgia Tech. But he knew, again, growing up in southern Georgia, what Kennesaw State would potentially mean for him, for the players in the area. He felt convinced with the support of the administration that they could build one of the top programs in FCS. And lo and behold, less than 3 years in, they're on their way.
They're a disciplined team. They play hard, and they have a style that's fun to watch. Coming on the road, winning up here at Liberty against a great team, that's going to only build even more confidence for this program moving forward. We talked about recruiting earlier. this is the program on the rise, and Liberty, they've got a good team. They're going to have a bright season here, but a tough ball game here. But still, they showed a great effort coming back in this ball game.
Well, there's the last snap, and the final 8 seconds will tick down. Brian Bohannon, Turner Gill exchange a hearty handshake and some very flattering words. Turner Gill wishing Bohannon well the rest of the season and wishing him well in the future of the Big South. As Kennesaw State, it is a final, wins their 5th straight game, 42-28, the final of the Owls over the Liberty Flames. Let's get to our hearty star of the game, and it's going to go to Jake McKenzie, who had that last touchdown, the final moments of this game. 18 carries, 111 yards, and 1 touchdown.
Look at all these tough yards. He was going the interior of the offensive line, moving his feet, getting hit all day long, and then finally in that 4th quarter, the final touchdown. A great.
Coming to the part of the show that Mike Golick admits he hates. It's not your favorite part of the show, is it?
Don't ask dumb questions and I won't hate it so much, all right?
Well, maybe they're dumb answers. All right, here we go.
Wow, see, freeze it. Hold on. Yeah. How about that?
I think we've set the template for the new show.
Don't ask dumb. See, it started in 2003. Don't ask me a dumb question. It's now 2017.
I promise not to ask you any more dumb questions.
Yeah, I bet you
I promise to try not to ask you
I bet you asked me a dumb one.
I look like I'm 12.